Hey guys, this is Eric Crownover from Nerdy Geek Talk, the source for all your nerdy geeky needs. Here with episode 24 of Steel City Bots. This week we don't have anything to talk about. I mean, nothing big happened, right?
No, I don't think so.
No, but
Power Rangers.
Actually, yes, but that's not for this podcast. Albeit that is very cool. Yes, Toyfair happened, and other big thing, which we'll get out of the way first, is one of our. Well, actually, several of us have obtained Wave 2 figures, but most importantly, Soundjack has the Wave 2 Deluxe class figures, every single one of them. So, Soundjack, why don't you just list off the other things you got real quick, and then talk a bit in detail about the Wave 2 Deluxes, since most people in the world do not have those.
You don't want to introduce all of your co-hosts before we get into talking about the toys?
Okay, so just to clear that up, we are trying to rush through this a bit, because this is the second time we're recording the episode. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. There's problems.
Yeah.
Anyways, joining me, Jared, how are you?
Was doing good. Not sure about right now, though.
Yeah. Miguel, how are you?
Tired.
Me too! What are you talking about, though? You and Soundjack are usually up way later than this, still talking on the call. So
Still be tired.
Okay.
Fair, yeah.
Aaron.
Howdy ho, neighbor.
Yeah, he's joining us, from the TF Primecast and Awesome Asylum podcast.
We need to do our Black Panther episode.
Correct. And Soundjack, how are you doing?
I am doing well. I am still doing well despite everything because, like you said, I got Power of the Primes Wave 2 guys.
Yeah. And also, Gaia isn't here right now, but she will be hopping in a little bit. She had to go eat dinner because, yeah. Anyways, disaster. But she is going by Christabella now. That is her real name. If you didn't know that, she's not going by Gaia anymore. So she will be Chris/Christabella whenever we refer to her. So FYI.
So now I'm the odd one out.
Yeah. Toys talk.
All right. Okay. Well, very quickly, before Power of the Primes, I also got a bunch of other figures. I got a shipment in from Big Bad Toy Store where I got Titan's Return, Twin Twist, Titan's Return, Titan Masters, Ape Face, Skytread, Brawn, and Clobber. I got a Doctor Wu upgrade kit for the Last Night Hound, which is very nice, I must say. Then I also got Arms Micron Ironhide without the Arms Micron, but with the cup cannons. So I have a G1 Ironhide for my G1 shelf. And now into the Power of the Primes. I got the 5 deluxe figures. I got Ripper Snapper, Snarl, Sludge, Blackwing, and Moonracer. And
So which is your favorite?
definitely Ripper Snapper.
Nice.
Ripper Snapper is a fun shark monster thing. And I am also, admittedly, particularly fond of Beast Formers, mostly because they offer more interesting transformations than car formers, because there's only so many ways you can do a car, but there's so many Beast alternate modes that we are limited. We barely touch on every now and again, and then they can do something different with that when they actually have a new character involved. So I do appreciate that. His upper transformation is simple, but makes a very large difference in the alternate mode, and the lower legs do a lot to transform. It's a little fun little transformation.
Nice. Jared, really quick, what'd you get?
I got 3 things. I got, first of all, War Giant Set B, which is the final component in Iron Factory's War Giant set, which is, for those who don't know, a third-party company's take on a Legend-scaled Bruticus combiner. And when I say Legend scaled, I mean all the individual robots are Legend scaled, and they combine into about like a I want to say leaderish scaled combiner. And Set B consists of Vortex and Blast off the 2 arms, and they're real nice. Of the 2, I like Vortex the most. However, out of all 5 bots, I enjoy Onslaught the most, just because he just looks the best.
And did you tell me that they come with flight stands too?
Yes, both Vortex and Blast Off have flight stands that you can peg into like little ports on the bottom of their vehicle modes and port in their robot modes.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, and they also come with a miniature shockwave figure that I forgot to mention before. Well, when I say shockwave, I mean just a miniature shockwave gun. It's not the actual shockwave that they put out. However, you can dual wield both versions, which I have posted on my Twitter before. Anyways, next up, I got Make Toys Thunder Manus, which for those who don't know is a third-party company's take on a God Bomber / Power Master Optimus Prime, and he's a very, very nice.
Well, it's not
figure.
God Bomber, because God Bomber is specifically the other character.
Oh.
I was gonna say it'd be God Jinrai is the
God-
combination.
Yeah, I don't know that much
Yeah,
about.
God Bomber is the person that combines with Power Master Prime to form God Jinrai, which is yes what you have, but your armor for this set, it's not an actual God Bomber. However, they have announced they are doing a God Bomber that turns into armor, which I believe will probably be for the black set, since this already has the armor.
Yeah.
Which is the one I have, so I really hope it is, because I would like that. But, so you like that toy?
Yes, it's very, very nice. I have him right now as Power Master Optimus mode, and it's a very nice looking figure. Whenever he's all combined with all of his God Jinrai stuff, it's very nice. I really enjoy him and really like the look of the chrome on him, and he is actually pretty hefty. Like, he is not light whenever he's fully combined, or in any of his modes, really.
Neat. And last but certainly not least,
I got Super Bisque, which is a Crash Combiner set with Bisque and Saberhorn, I believe
yes,
the name was.
correct. Saberhorn forms the pants, and Bisque is the top half.
Right. It was pretty much a story behind me getting this figure. I was literally just at Target. It was the day before Valentine's Day. I was getting my girlfriend something, and I walked past the Transformer section. I'm like, let's see if there's anything new. And I see two of these guys on the shelf, and I'm like, Valentine's Day gift for me, I guess.
Gotta love yourself.
Nice.
Yep.
Also, I'm here now.
Hey.
Hello. Sorry about that.
Hey, don't worry, we introduced you so everyone knows that you're Chris. Hey, Chris.
Christabella now. Yes.
Yep.
I just got done with dinner, so I had to wolf it down. So if I start burping at certain points, I apologize.
And you'll mute yourself. Yep.
If I can feel it coming, I will.
You will. It's okay. And Miguel, actually, yeah, Miguel, you can go next.
Alright, I got a pretty extensive haul, but I'll pretty much only talk about two figures that I got. Battle Slash and Road Trap, the two of the legends from Wave 2 of Power of the Primes, who combine into Battle Trap. Really good individually, really, really solid combined. I had mentioned this in the now lost to the Sands of Time version of this podcast, how the gimmick of the combining legends really feels like a evolved version of the Crash Combiners, and I wish that they revisit this idea with either ideally Flywheels or any of the other characters that we've seen in the Crash Combiner toys.
Okay, cool. Did you get anything else?
That
That you opened.
I opened. I grabbed a few more Generations junk heaps, but they have the Junkion Blacksmith third-party sets. They're armor sets to do new chest pieces and new heads for the Junkions that look like the background Junkions from the original '86 movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I've now fleshed out my Junkion ranks.
So I'm curious, how much were those?
They were $15 a piece with the armor and everything.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
No, the guy was just getting rid of them and been like, yeah, no, 15 for each of them. I'm like, excuse me? Yes.
Are there any left?
Yeah, are there any left, Miguel?
No, it was only the 3.
Can I buy one off you?
No, they're mine.
I'll give you 17.
I
They're still mine.
I was gonna say, I don't think he's gonna sell you them.
I haven't
my
seen
firstborn.
I haven't seen these been sold since these figures originally came out, so it was something where I was like, oh, I should pick those up one day, and then the next day it's like, oh, look, there they are.
The only reason I'm not hissing at you right now is because Eric said he'd kick me if I did, so I'm not.
Yep.
But I want to hiss. I'm hissing at you in spirit right now.
Yep. Don't worry.
She has become the snake.
Cat. I'm a cat.
Aaron, what did you get this week? Because you got some wave goodness too.
Yes, but I will first mention, not Wave 2, Titan's Return. Jason Kirk, that lovely, lovely man, got me a Valentine's Day gift off my Amazon wish list and sent me Roadburn. I don't think he meant for it to be a Valentine's Day gift, but it came on Valentine's Day, so it's a Valentine's Day gift.
Romance.
You definitely meant it as Valentine's Day gift.
You probably did.
I would say I don't understand why he didn't get me one, but he doesn't like me, and also I don't have a wish list. So
Oh, I've been tweeting out my wish list constantly. I'm just kind of like, it's my birthday in 2 weeks. Buy me
And
stuff. I'm cheap.
And I was going to say, why didn't y'all get me something? But then I realized I don't have that either.
So he's a fun little figure, and I mentioned this on the one that has been lost to time. Mine came with a stripped screw, so his arm's a little wobbly, and I need to fix that. But Wave 2 goodness. So I was down in Jersey visiting family. I walked into a Toys R Us, and I found Rodimus Unicronus. Now, they didn't have Optimus Prime there, otherwise I might have grabbed him, but I wanted a Shattered Glass figure. I have a couple Shattered Glass figures from the BotCon box set, the one with Overlord and like Ultra Magnus and stuff.
Yeah.
So I wanted to grab him. And is the leader version a good figure? No. It's a good display figure. It looks good standing still, not falling backwards when you position him right. But he's an awful figure. The Hot Rod that comes with him, who looks amazing, he's a pretty fun figure. Good posability on him. Good, decent proportions as well. I haven't gotten the Titan's Return version, so I have nothing to compare to. But I would say he's a pretty solid Hot Rod.
And he's so you pay almost $50 for a Shattered Glass Deluxe Hot Rod, who comes with a display stand to be Rodimus Prime, but not an action figure of Rodimus Prime.
He's you can use him as an action figure, but he's not that like. So he has a problem where he's very back heavy, and his knees can't hold him up, so he falls, kind of like Six Shot does. His knees just kind of bend backwards and he falls. So
is it that bad? Like, is it as bad as Six Shot or no?
It's not as bad as Six Shot, because even if you leave Six Shot standing still, he'll just fall. But once you get Rodimus Unicronus like standing up for a few seconds, he'll stay usually. So I don't think I'll take him off my shelf much, is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Unless it's to like have Hot Rod for a photo, because I want to start doing my Twitter photo comic again.
But even better, what else did you get?
I got the Wave 2 Voyagers. Hunger is a fun little boy. I currently have him in Abominus mode. And my Abominus came with curled horns instead of straight up horns. So,
Which are so cool.
I'm going to keep them like that because I like them like that.
That's just weird. But basically it's the Superion problem of Combiner Wars, where they're soft plastic and so they were getting warped.
I never had that problem with Superion or Scattershot. So,
well, you don't have Superion, do you?
I don't have Superion. I only have Scattershot. So yes, that's true. But with Abominus' head, he has grooves in the back that they latch on. Like, Scattershots, his, Scattershots and Superions, you know how they, like, sit partially in the chest? Like, they poke out a little?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like little nipples on the middle of the chest?
Yeah.
His don't. So that's why, because his head folds into his body, and so if they're not sitting in the grooves, there's nothing to keep them in the grooves.
They don't move.
Groovy.
They don't move, though, do they? The horns.
They move up and down.
Wait, what?
They sit in grooves
like
on the back of the head.
Oh. Huh.
And then they flip up onto the top of the head. So mine were folded.
Superion sort of did that, where they would bend back for whenever they went into the robot mode. They didn't just stick out. Like, they actually folded back in the back ends.
Yeah, they folded backwards, but they didn't have, like, a full-on groove. But this has, like, a
the thing
groove.
is, the Combiner Wars Superion, the Silverbolt figure, that one is where I had the problem where they couldn't extend up all the way because the inside was painted, so you'd have to disassemble your Superion head and cut away some of the paint that was on the
that's
inside.
not the problem with this.
So, yeah, so that's, I mean,
I'm showing you it on here right now. I'm showing you it right now, Eric. They sit in a groove on the side there. Mine don't fully go in because they are curled. And they came curled. So, but they
Okay.
look good. He looks good in combiner mode, and he looks good in normal figure mode. And then Ilita 1, who I would say of all 4 figures I got, Jason, I love you for getting me Roadburn, but Ilita 1's a better figure. So, Ilita 1 is a great figure. She is
Why do you say Ilita 1 instead
Yeah,
of
this isn't called
Alita
Lyoko.
1? You've been saying that over and over again.
I
It's
say
Alita.
Ilita 1. No one ever corrects me. You are the only people who've ever corrected me on saying Ilita 1.
I mean, it's not Elite, it's Elite. Whenever you say that
Alita.
word,
Okay,
that's what her
Alita
name
1.
is.
All right,
That's what I'm
Alita
saying.
1. So she comes with 2 pistols that I was told can work as smokestacks. I didn't think to use them like that, but I like them better on the wings. Clipped on, they blend in well with the wings. They're the exact same color as the wings, so they blend on well. Her alt mode's really good. She doesn't have the same problem as the first release of Starscream, where his backpack couldn't sit. She got the fix for it. So, and she's just an overall better use of the mold. Her feet are not as wide, her fists aren't as big, and her head is proportional. And her colors are amazing. She is a beautiful figure, and I highly recommend her. Of all the figures, if I had to recommend one, it'd be her.
So that's neat. And last person got something new, but go over it quickly since it's not anything new Wave 2 wise. Gaia. Well, sorry, Christabella.
Christabella, yes. I got something I've wanted for 17 years. Original Robots in Disguise, Galvatron. And as you said in the previous recording, he is so pretty. He has 10 alt modes, technically. And they are amazing. My favorite one is probably Grabby mode, which he literally turns into a giant hand. And yeah, I've just wanted this guy since I was like 3.
Mm-hmm.
So literally, I've literally wanted this figure all my life, and I finally have
the
it.
white Galvatron's cool. I do have the BotCon one, the Transmetals 3 one, but
And I've got Megatron somewhere at home, old house somewhere,
you have to find them and make a pair of hands.
and chase my kids around with them. Yes,
I don't recommend that.
I do.
I will not support scaring your children with robotic hands.
Can you knock your kids out with the robotic hands is the question.
I'm not going
Yes.
to.
Yes, that was a joke from the lost episode. Is that we are now judging figures by are they heavy enough to knock out a child with,
A
which
small
we
child.
do not support.
In any way,
Don't-
shape, or form.
Do not do it.
No, do not.
We at Steel City Bots do not condone or endorse the do not
The beating of children.
yes.
Some of
Yeah.
us were children only a couple of months ago.
It's true. Although no one here today is actually by law
Wait,
important.
could we hit Tanner with them?
Yeah, Tanner is a very small child. So
Yes.
I love how you specified very small.
the last episode, or was it the last? Was it the last episode of the 2 episodes beforehand? We were having a debate over how tall he is. He's lying to prove that to make
That was the
himself
last
seem taller.
episode I was on.
He's a very short individual, but
Is he shorter than me? Because I'm 4'11".
he might.
Oh.
be.
Oh my
I don't
god!
know. I don't know. He's probably
I'm-
close to you.
I'm with like my shoes and everything on, like with my shoes and everything on. I'm like a good I'm around like 5'8", 5'10", somewhere.
Why
And
would you say that?
like he's almost a whole head shorter than me.
Yeah, he's a short dude. But
I want to say
Yeah.
about like 5'2".
So I don't know if you've heard it, but those were the ratchets on Hunger that just made that really loud sound.
yep,
That
'cause
sounds
they use
delicious.
which is very good for the combiner mode. All right. But yeah, that's
Never
about
mind
it
ratchets.
for everything we got this week. So, moving on to Toyfair, we are going to go in order of youngest to oldest in terms of like what they're aimed for. So we will go super quick over Rescue Bots, a little not long over Cyberverse, but there's still some more interesting things in there. Then we'll do Power of the Primes, and then Studio Series, the movie figures. So just if you wanted to skip one of those, I mean, we're going to go really quick over Rescue Bots, because there's only 2 things that really caught our interest. So,
Is there any way we can include a timestamp?
no, because it's a
Also,
podcast.
Mighty Mugs, those look cool. Just saying.
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about those on
Oh
here,
yeah, no, that's
but
why I was
they
just
do
saying
look-
they look cool.
yeah,
That's
they
all I
do
was
look
gonna
cool.
say about them.
Cyberverse. Well, okay, Cyberverse was actually revealed a few days before Toy Fair, but we're not on Cyberverse. We're on Rescue Bots really quick. 2 things from Rescue Bots. there's a really cool Optimus Primal, which is a T-Rex Optimus Prime, not the Optimus Primal you're probably thinking of, who has 2 minicons, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And he's known as
Lancer,
Night
right?
Watch Optimus Prime. Actually, I think it's Optimus Prime instead of Primal, which is interesting.
Are you sure?
No.
I'm almost certain it's Primal.
No, I think it was Night. What was it? Night
Oh yeah, you
Patrol
said
or
it was
whatever?
Night Watch, but with a K. It's not Night
Yeah,
Watch.
Yeah.
It's the blue
It
Optimus.
is a normal Optimus, I believe, for the name wise.
Yeah.
Huh, that's interesting because for past toys of Optimus Prime as a T-Rex, they've called him specifically Optimus Primal.
Unless
Yeah,
they're
no, I
doing
don't
one
know
of
why
those
they
weird
changed
things
it,
where they
but
don't
did,
want
as
to.
far as I can tell.
Unless they're doing one of those weird things where they don't want to like confuse the character, since we're getting Optimus Primal in Power of the Primes, and then
But I don't know.
they didn't
yeah.
want to do
Uh-huh.
like Rescue Bots Chase and Generation 1 Chase side by side.
I don't know, but other figure is we're getting a Hotshot figure in Rescue Bots. Now I believe it is a $25 figure.
Yes.
Yes.
But it looks interesting, so if you really, really want a Hotshot figure, you can buy one.
I think it's going to
He
be
doesn't
large
have
and
much
made.
articulation, but he is Armada colors.
correct.
I think he's
So
large
he's
and
the
also has lights
champion.
and sounds.
It'll be interesting to see him in the show too. I'll probably try to watch if he's on for a whole season. That's cool. If he's on for just an episode, I'll definitely.
I hear it's a good show.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, I mean, it's the new season too, so it could be different. 'Cause they are getting mostly different voice cast, everything. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I've heard positive things about it. I haven't watched it, but I want to watch it at some point. But we'll see. But yeah, that's about it for Rescue Bot Cyberverse. So we'll go really quick over the 3 size classes that most people don't care as much about. I still think are cool, but don't care as much about, and then Warriors. So first off, there's Scout class, which are essentially one-step changers / Legends size, I think, but they're basically one-step changers. There are Starscream, Grimlock, Bumblebee, and Megatron. And they all have flip attacks where instead of actually transforming all the way from what we know, they actually they like flip into a half vehicle and attack mode. So Megatron half turns into a tank and flips out a mace. Bumblebee half turns into a car and flips out a stinger gun thing. And Starscream basically is a Gerwalk mode, where it's the plane with legs, and which I think is called Wing Attack. But last but not least is Grimlock, who kind of turns into a fire-breathing dinosaur, I think. Kind of, maybe.
Something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, they look neat. They're tiny. Next up is Ultra Class, which is essentially 3-step. Wait, what were you going to say?
I do want to interrupt you because you were calling the Scout class one-step changers. I went back to the original article that originally gave us descriptions of them. It does mention that the Scout class actually requires 6 steps to transform.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
At $8, this kit, well, at least the Bumblebee version, at $8, this kid-friendly version of B requires just 6 steps to go from robot to vehicle, but it still includes a sting shot action attack move with a blade that automatically pops out when triggered. That's the official description.
You're sure you're not looking at the Warrior?
No, it says Scout class Bumblebee.
Huh. That's interesting because they did not have their vehicle modes shown off.
This is
all.
also this is from the Gizmodo article.
Yeah. It is heavily implied at Toyfair that they don't have vehicle modes, they just have their attack modes, and that they were essentially one step. But that'll be interesting to see them come out and see how different they actually are and if they have alt modes. I'm curious about that. Ultra Class, which are essentially 3-step changers, they're like that price point, and they're pretty simple. They could have more steps, but they're essentially placing that price point. They have Grimlock, Bumblebee, and Starscream that we know of. Starscream's pretty neat. He has giant cannons on the wings, which form kind of a jetpack thing, which looks really cool. But yeah, Starscream I actually am considering. I might want to pick him up only because he's really cool. And there are several characters they could repaint it as. They probably won't, but it would be cool. So, is it Beast Machines Starscream?
Machine Wars.
Oh, Machine Wars. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
that's what I meant. Yeah, there was someone else I saw someone digibash it as, but I can't remember who it was.
Skyquake.
But
Because that uses the same mold.
I think there was actually a third one too. There was definitely a third one. I cannot remember though. But there's been several characters. None of them will probably happen, but they would be cool if they did. I think that'd be a neat event to do later. And then last but not least, we have, is it Ultimate? That was loud, whoever that was. Ultimate, right?
Yeah, Ultimate Class.
Which is Optimus and Megatron, and they both have their, supposedly from reports that were there, were saying Voyager size, but they're $30, so they could be bigger and just be simple, but we're not sure. We don't know about their articulation yet either. But they do have like dedicated attacks, which Megatron's is his arms come together and his cannon like flips out into a giant purple energy shot, which is pretty neat looking. And Optimus is that his chest opens up in the Matrix, like as spins, it has glowing energy, which is pretty cool. I am curious for reviews of these to see if they are actual like Voyager size and articulation stuff, because that's interesting. They are also the most expensive figures from this line, so yes, it only goes to $30 as a price point, nothing higher. So I think that's very good for a kids line. It's a smart move. Don't make toys too expensive for the little kid line. That would be foolish to do. So I like that. And then Warrior classes. Bumblebee is not that great. He has a lot of stuff off the back of his arms, and his legs are really bulky and just not that great looking.
We discussed whether his arms are hinged or not, and I think we came to the conclusion that they are.
Yeah, we're curious to see what the articulation looks like. So I don't know. I'm wondering what the articulation will be on these Warriors. But either way, he doesn't look that great. But he does have a spring-loaded attack with the Stinger.
Which they display out, unlike with the other ones who aren't displayed with theirs out.
Yeah, so I'm curious how that one works. I think that he might have the Stinger hand, and that it spins as the attack.
Maybe.
That's
Yeah,
what I guess.
Looks like
Prime
it, yeah.
Shockwave.
Wait, what?
Like
What?
Prime Shockwave.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you meant like the Warrior Shockwave, and I was like, that is not.
No,
Warrior
like
Shockwave. Yeah. But speaking of Prime, Optimus is also getting a Warrior class, whose proportions are a bit odd, but his attack is pretty cool. It's an Energon/Energy Axe that flips out from under his hand, which I like that attack. But the proportions are a bit off. It doesn't look like a terrible figure, but I'm not entirely sure if I'll be getting this one or not. Next.
Who's eating?
Yeah, what is that?
And
not
please
me.
stop.
Sounds like someone's popping pills.
Not me. I'm working on transforming Rodimus Unicronus right now.
Wasn't me.
I'm on my phone.
That was odd.
I'm just scrolling
Do
through.
you always record on your phone?
No, I'm at recording from my laptop.
Oh, okay.
I'm on Twitter on my phone.
Oh, okay. That was just really weird noises. But anyways, the next Warrior class is Starscream, who is all gray legs, which somewhat bothers me because there's nothing to break it up at all. But overall, the figure doesn't look bad. I will probably get this one. We are not certain about the whatchamacallit, the articulation on this one either. I'm guessing that it'll have similar to normal Warrior class figures, like with having standard deluxe articulation, but we'll have to see. We don't know yet. But he's kind of bland, but he looks decent enough that I think I will get him. I really hope they do a Skywarp or Thundercracker at some point, though, because I would love that. And then last but certainly not least, Shockwave, who certainly steals the show. He looks like he has great articulation, and he looks awesome. His gimmick is that he has a giant cannon on his backpack, that's like a backpack that flips up as a giant shoulder cannon, and pink flames shoot out of it. Not as like missiles, but like they pop out, which is neat. And I really like that he still has his gun arm. Doesn't replace that, which is good. But his alt mode is freaking awesome. It's like a crab tank thing, and it's hilarious, and it's awesome. And in all fairness, I think that it may be a bit more involved than people think. People think it's literally just him like falling over. I think there's a little bit more to it, but I could be totally wrong, and you guys could be right that it's literally just him falling over. So we'll have to see. But either way, it looks awesome. I don't care what anyone says.
The alt mode is crap.
No, you're wrong.
I like the alt mode.
It's a fact that you're wrong, Gaia.
First of all, I'm not Gaia, so.
Oh yeah, it's a fact that you're wrong, Chris. But, yeah. Also, whoever's transforming near their microphone. Don't.
Sorry. Rodimus Unicronus is very difficult to transform into Winnebago mode. I've literally been doing that for the past, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I knew you were for a little while. Everyone
You
did.
could probably see
It's
me
okay.
struggling.
No, we could all hear it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize how close it was to the mic.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shockwave is awesome. But moving on to Power of the Primes. So, starting at Prime Master, we have Bomb Burst as the Pretender Shell for Megatronus, Bludgeon as the Pretender Shell for Quintus Prime, and Octopunch as the Pretender Shell for Solus Prime. And in the last episode, we did a vote on which is our favorite. I'm the only one who said Bludgeon because I like him since he turns into a little rod of metal. So he literally is just bludgeoning people, which I think is awesome. That's his weapon mode. But everyone else voted either Megatronus and then Octopunch won because, and I gotta say I'm okay with that because Octopunch is Octopunch, which is awesome. But notice how we're only at 8 Prime Masters so far. There is another one that we'll get to, but they're not at the Prime Master price point. Then moving on to Legends. There were no Legends shown, which according to the leak that we have, there should be a Cindersaur repaint of Slash and a Outback repaint of Brawn that we should be getting. But there are no reveals of that yet, so who knows when we'll get those reveals.
What are you talking about, Eric? They showed off Battle Slash, Road Trap, and Tailgate that we definitely never knew about beforehand.
This is when we had our official release of Battle Slash, official display of Battle Slash, Road Trap, and Tailgate, which literally Miguel has. They were showing up in stores for a little while now. People have them. I don't, but people have them before they were revealed. So yes, they finally got their reveal, but whether or not that counts, deluxes. The only deluxe left in the entire line to show off, for the main line at least, was Deluxe Class Nova Star, which is Firestar. And that is a repaint. Really repaint with a new head and new gun of Moonracer. And I gotta say, I really like the new head and new gun. I mean, I wish that they would have done a little bit of reshelling to, give her at least a little bit of differentiation in robot mode. But I'm honestly, I don't find it that bad. I think the new head are good enough with the colors to, it works. I'll buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I really like her gun though. I gotta say, it's quite
Those
awesome.
look
It
nice.
looks like it's kind of like the blaster that Swerve used in the comics, like that My First Blaster thing.
Oh yeah.
I can see it.
But yes, she is the last deluxe, which means we're only getting 3 female Autobots female Autobots for the Combiner. In Power of the Primes in the main line. Now it's possible because they specifically said the design team said there are still exclusives for Power of the Primes to show off. So it is still very possible that we could get more female Autobots, who knows which ones, released in some fashion, but we don't know that yet. That's totally just
from
guessing.
from the Autobot Resistance, there's still Greenlight, there's one other, I think.
Lancer.
Lancer, and then we already got a Chromia figure. She's not a combiner, though.
Oh,
so
no, that does not count.
But I still postulate that
we got an RC since we got that past RC, so we could very well.
I was talking about the Autobot Resistance, like the female one from G1. So,
but yeah, we could certainly get a Chromia remolded out of Deluxe Class Groot from Combiner Wars. I would not be surprised to see that.
I think Afterburner would be a little closer to her generation's design.
The same mold.
Are they the same? Well, there's differences between them, but
Afterbreaker's got a longer windscreen.
Which they would use that.
Which is the main reason that version of the mold.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm curious to see if we get any other deluxes for the Power of the Primes as a.
And we still have one more Autobot Voyager coming out that we haven't seen yet.
Which, speaking of, we didn't get any Voyager reveals. Oh, we did get to see Abominus in Combined mode for the first time officially, although the Voyagers for Wave 2. Actually, we got Alita 1 revealed. Now that she's showing up in stores too.
Alita Infinite.
Alita. But
Alita Infinite.
I'm just messing with you. But this is the first time we got to see Abominus, even though he is showing up in stores. Some people are assembling a store summit already. We did not get to see the Wave 3 Voyager supposedly, which is Inferno. which is supposed to be a retool/repaint. I'm not sure how much of a retool it is from the hotspot mold from Combined
That'll be
Wars.
interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that turns out. Also, just a minor thing that I wanted for anyone that is a fan of the show Star Wars Rebel. This is super quick. I was just alerted that if you're going to watch the episode of the mid-season premiere, this is super quick. There's a spoiler in the title, so don't look at the title before you watch the episode. I don't know what the title is, so it was not spoiled for me.
They all die.
I am almost certain it reveals a character death, and I can guess who, but I'm not going to say it.
I need to watch this current season.
I'm almost 100% certain it spoils a major character death. Like,
Oh,
but I'm not going to say who. I don't know though.
Darth Vader frickin' dies.
Shut up. But a Harlequin Herald co-host, which we break down Clone Wars, but we will get to Rebels eventually, just told me. So if you're a fan of that show, do not look at the title on Disney XD or anything before you watch
I feel like it'll be too late by the time this is out.
I mean, this goes up tonight, so.
That's true.
But not everyone watches that. I mean, Rebels came out today, but.
All right.
But, I mean, people wait a while to watch it sometimes, too. So, yes, thank goodness the website I watch it on does not have the episode titles in it, because...
Do you watch it illegally, Eric?
No comment. Anyways, leader classes. We got Optimus Primal revealed.
I think he's a handsome boy.
This is the first time we've seen him in color, and I gotta say, I am still disappointed that the inner Optimus Primal does not have a gorilla mode, and that, and people are saying, well, there's the Masterpiece and the other toy, which are good toys. I mean, yeah, but that goes for half of generations. Like, there are toys that are just as fine for the characters that we have that we're getting multiple versions of. So I don't see it as a valid excuse. I do like the Optimal Optimus. Wait, it's
Optimal Optimus.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's not Primal Prime. I would love to see a Primal Prime out of this, but not yet. Optimal Optimus, which it does look neat, and I guess it makes sense for the gimmick, but what someone told me, which has made the Deluxe grow on me, because it's Season 1 Primal just turns into a surfboard, basically, is that is his, like, Cybertronian mode, like, that we see before they crash on Earth. Like how
Cybertronian was very blocky.
Like how it was really shadowy on the ship, so you can't really see what he looks like. That this could be like basically your representation of that. And once someone told me that, I'm kind of okay with it. I would still like it if he had a gorilla mode, but now that someone said that, I'm kind of okay with that.
I like him either way. You know me, my favorite series is Beast Wars, and I feel like this will be a great figure on my shelf. I have the original Optimal Optimus, missing a couple pieces here and there because I got it from like a thrift store. But I love the original toy, and I think I'm gonna love the new one as well.
Cool. But yeah, I gotta say that it looks neat. And for those wondering, there's only been official modes revealed for the Gorilla and the Robot mode. Do not fear. Whenever they revealed it, so this is the first time we're seeing it in color. It was revealed at the fan event at HasCon, which I did get to go to.
Yeah.
But
it does have the jet mode.
It does have has the jet mode and the car mode tank.
Does it have the tank mode?
Does.
Because I don't see any wheels on that toy.
I thought
tank?
I thought they had it positioned in that way for the reveals of the slides that I saw. I could be wrong though, but it at least has the jet mode.
Which mode has the surfboard in this version?
Gorilla.
Gorilla.
The gorilla, the gorilla rides on because he needs that. It actually contains the optimal Optimus head, I believe.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I think that he needs it for the robot mode. Like it has to be attached, and it forms to like the guns too, like his backpack.
I
thought I saw
that. Though. It's combining like all three versions into one. So,
yeah, sort of with the homage.
I thought I saw a picture that had like, both like next to each other.
That's because they had more than one there.
No. I mean, like, it had like the gorilla one, and then it had the without the suit, but it still had a head. But, like,
it has the gorilla.
I just said that the gorilla mode does not use it. The robot mode does.
No, I think she means how the gorilla head is inside the back of
the gorilla head isn't.
Optimus head is in the back of
it's
the
not. It's not. It's
the
the robot mode for Optimal Optimus. I mean, Optimal. I keep getting mixed up. Optimal Optimus. The robot mode head is in the back of
Oh, all right.
season 1
Okay,
Primal.
then that picture must have been shopped or something because I saw
I
it.
misinterpreted what you said.
Where,
No,
like,
it wasn't
had-
Photoshop. They have like 4 on.
No,
in the
no,
same
because
table.
it was like it was the picture of the toy by itself.
Oh wait, I think I know what
They
you're talking
have,
about.
like 3 on the table, guy. That's what I'm telling you.
It-
They have them all in
it-
different configurations.
It wasn't at the table though. It was like a picture of it, like with a white background or something.
Yes.
Like it by itself.
I did see that. I did see
The
there's
gorilla
apparently
mode?
some official stock images going around, and it shows like the armor set without the Optimus Primal part attached to it, and you can see the gorilla head inside the chest cavity.
Yes, like I said, it has the gorilla head. It does not have the robot mode head. The robot mode head is what is in season 1 Primal.
It
That's
has
what.
3 heads.
Yes, it has a robot in a gorilla mode.
Oh, I didn't actually did not. But
yeah,
did-
Optimal Optimus has robot, gorilla, tank, and jet.
oh, okay. I thought it. Okay, that explains. I thought it had like only 2 or 3 modes. Okay.
Well, I don't
Okay,
think
that
this
makes
one
more
might.
sense.
This one may not have a tank mode.
Yeah, we're not sure about the tank mode. I really think that they showed it, but I could be
Okay.
wrong.
That
But
clears that up.
The other thing that they didn't show on the show floor, but what we did see in the gray model pictures from HasCon is that the gauntlets, like the armored bits on his forearms, can move up to the tops of his shoulders. Those pieces could go on the tops of his shoulders in the original toy, and they would depict the cartoon model like that. That was one thing that kind of, in my brain, it's important to his silhouette, and I kind of was missing it. I'm like, can those do that? And then I saw a picture of the gray model. I was like, oh, they can. Okay.
And
wait,
also
with the guns on his shoulder?
Yeah, the guns on his shoulders are his chest auto gun things can come out as a 5mm.
Yeah, and they form like swords. I see swords because they're not really swords, but they're more like beating clubs for
Maybe for
He's Deluxe
he's got
Primal.
beating sticks.
Yeah, Deluxe Primal uses those guns as like melee weapons.
Oh,
And
then
they,
it's
um,
like
They showed that off at HasCon. So
and they revealed that the Matrix is going to have the Maximal
Maximal
symbol
symbol on it, which is cool.
Ooh.
The Maximal Matrix. I kind of like that name.
Yeah, I do like that. So yes, we got his. Even though he was revealed at HasCon, just only in gray prototypes. But yeah, it's nice to see him finally. He looks good. And so the only thing left for Power of the Primes is Titan class Predaking. And remember how I mentioned there was a 9th Prime Master that we're getting that wasn't in the Prime Master price point? It's because he forms a Onyx Prime. He forms the Onyx Matrix of leadership, the Onyx Matrix, which goes to Predaking. You can put him inside of the lion mouth on his chest. And I gotta say, I really like Predaking combined. I really don't like Predacons.
Mhm.
I think as the weekend went on, more and more people started to have negative opinions for some of this stuff with it. Because when they first started off, everyone was like, oh my god, this is amazing. But then as the day went on and we saw it in the showroom, we saw these different poses, the official stocks, the different photos, everyone was just kind of like, what happened? Like,
It's kind of funny because most people have the opposite opinion of you, where you liked the stock photos more than you liked the in hand, like the in the floor. Most people like the on the floor of Predaking,
for
from what I've
Predaking-
seen.
No, I didn't.
On the
It
floor
wasn't
better
that.
than
It's
that.
that with the stock photos, his proportions with his arms look a lot different. Like on the showroom floor, it looks like his arms almost go down to his knees, whereas in the stock photos, they're out, so they look shorter. That's what I was talking about. Either way, they're long arms, like egregiously long arms. But
I've got a story. If you follow my Twitter or the the Steel City Twitter account, you probably already know this. When I saw the pictures of Predaking, I actually jumped so hard, so high, I hit my head on the ceiling and had to get stitches. I was so
Which-
excited to see it. It was,
Which
I don't know why.
I still don't believe, but she
because you're
claims it
4'1",
happened.
or
Yeah.
11, I mean.
I have
She-
strong legs
If it
and a
wasn't, that'd be a
bouncy
problem.
bed.
I don't believe it. She wouldn't send us pictures either, so
I
I
will send
think
you
it's a
pictures
lie,
of
and
it.
she won't prove otherwise.
That's
so
I mean,
I'm just
she
putting it-
bought a tank. I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt on this one.
Have we seen
Uh,
a picture of the tank?
Yeah, I've
I
seen
have
pictures
seen
of
a picture of the tank, but
Alright.
I still don't buy it. But
Hey,
uh,
ask Michiru.
Mitri won't talk, so that still doesn't back you up.
On her
in the slightest.
Twitter.
That doesn't back you up in the slightest.
On her.
But yeah, so if you want the ninth Prime, if you want Onyx Prime, you got to find someone that wants Predaking and doesn't want him. So
Yeah, that's going to be hard to come by.
I'm glad that I want Predaking. Again, I will keep Predaking combined. Predaking doesn't have a sword either, which kind of annoys me. I mean, I am sure we'll get an upgrade kit that has that. He does have ankle. I love his feet. Actually, they nailed his feet. I was curious if they would change them, but no. It's like the giant two-mounted two gun barrels, which I thought was great. I believe he has ankle tilt from what we've seen. I could be wrong on that, but it looked to me like he has ankle tilt. Also, the weapons do come apart to form weapons for the Predacons, where the shoulder cannons form weapons, the arm cannon forms 2 guns, and then the feet form 2 giant bazookas, which look awesome being wielded. They look hilariously awesome.
Yeah.
I know that with Predaking, I know that I don't usually buy upgrade sets, but I think when an upgrade set comes out for him, I'm definitely going to get it because his hands look way too blocky for my taste.
I want sharp-fingered hands. Like on the packaging, it shows him claws on his knuckles, but also like clawed fingers. The regular version does not have that at all. His hands are normal.
Are his hands, is it only... How are his hands? Because I couldn't tell from the picture if all of the fingers move or if only the thumb and the 4 fingers can move. If you get what I mean.
Oh, it's the thumb and all 4. That's how it always is.
Gotcha. I don't have like Titan class
Devastator,
so I wasn't sure how the Titan class ones work. So
yeah, Titan class combiners so far 2 out of 2. They just have the normal combiner articulation where the thumbs can move.
Disappoints me.
And then actually, I don't think the thumbs even moved on Devastator. I don't know if they move on Predaking. It could be. They might. I don't know, but the fingers move as one piece.
Yeah, the hands are just too blocky for me, especially for someone like Predaking, where he's constantly drawn with like these intricate hands or whatever. So
yeah, I wish he had clawed hands. So if they do an upgrade kit that has clawed hands and a sword, I'm probably in on that.
Well,
those are the 2 things I would really like.
Who did the Volcanicus upgrade with the sword? Because that looked really cool.
Well, I mean, there was Shapeways online. Like, Shapeways, people were making it on there. I think Fakebuster did one, but I think there's more than one person doing
I think
there.
Perfect Effect did the one, because they did that in Starscream.
Yeah, they do the hands and feet. They've done the upgrades for literally every single combiner that's ever come out.
Yeah, so I think I'll get theirs for Predaking when they make it.
Yeah, they did one for Devastator too. I had to think, because I know they did them for all of Combiner Wars, but I had to think if they did it for the Titan. They did. It was just different.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you guys think about Predaking other than me and Aaron?
The robot mode looks amazing, and I still definitely want it. But holy crap, the 2 leg dudes, they suffer so much because they have to hold the thighs.
Yeah, so interesting. God. Unlike Devastator, where the thighs became thick, meaty hips for Longhorn. Longhorn. Wow. I've got
Longhorn Steakhouse.
But
delicious.
Yes, but he bore the weight of well, in all fairness, this is a 5-member combiner too, so it is slightly different. But yes, the thighs don't belong to the torso bot; they belong to the leg bots, and the thighs are massive thighs that just sit on the back of the robot mode, or they go on the underside of the bull and rhino, which no one say it, but yeah, you know what it is.
So with that, what I thought was interesting is because, so with Unicronus, with his armor, parts of them come off and they sit separately until you put him in the Winnebago mode where they become part of the trailer. I'm wondering why they didn't make those thighs separate parts completely that you connect them to, that you connect the upper body and the legs to.
Well, I mean, Rhodus Unicronus, it's basically like
what I'm saying is like they made detachable parts for these figures. So
but they would have nowhere to go, and they would have nowhere to go in the other modes. Like for that, it's robot mode or vehicle mode. So like they stay like that.
True.
But
I mean, they could have made them into weapons of some sort or something. And
maybe, but still, they don't prefer to do it that way. In all fairness, though, that has been shown to make a better combiner with third-party. I believe it's Toy World did it with their Devastator. Their hips are a separate piece, which a lot of people are like, I don't know, but it
makes them more stable.
Made the combiner one heck of a more impressive piece. So I understand not liking parts forming. I don't care for it either, but it does come with its benefits. So it is something that I'm not totally against. It's just something I'm not a fan of.
I think it depends on the figure, really. That's what I think it depends on.
It has pros and cons, and so I don't think Hasbro wanted to do that. And I don't blame them, but I don't like the way this turned out. Again, it's going to be Predator games.
Here's a solid question.
And I think most people are going to keep them combined.
People were going to anyways, but people definitely are now.
Here's a genuine question for you, Eric. With how Hasbro would have to budget it, would they be able to make the connection strong enough with all that weight support if the thighs were a separate piece on this toy?
Oh, I think they could.
You think they could?
Make them connect solid. I think that they've developed methods with Combiner Wars that they know how to make things be able to combine and stay in place, whether or not it was the standard limb configuration and stuff. The way they have the locks, I am sure they could make simple pieces that would do that. I think it was just a matter of not wanting to parts form like that.
Yeah.
So,
that sounds understandable.
No, Gaia, just save it for after the show. But anyways, no. Just no. But yeah, that's about it for Power of the Primes. They did say that there are more exclusives coming that we just don't know about that have yet to be announced.
Guys, Unicron.
So we'll see. They also said, so interesting thing, that for Star Wars they started this thing called HasLab, which is basically crowdfunding, and they announced a Jabba's sail barge, which is a playset for the 3 3/4 scale figures, but it's over 4 feet long and it costs $500. Assuming they can get, I believe it's 5,000 people to pledge. They already have 1,000.
So
pledged.
The way that works, because someone I work with, their friend did it, and this has some pros and cons to it, but so they need, for it to become mass retail, they have to have at least 5,000 people pledge.
No. Not mass retail. It's you get it, they make it, is what is announced so far.
The guy said to my coworker that when he got the email, it said it'll become 5,000 once it'll become larger retail, or they'll make more after 5,000. If it doesn't reach 5,000, you get it either way.
That is not what was announced at the show.
I don't know. That's how he bought them. Like, apparently,
I'm curious if he's right or not. He might want to reread the email because I am almost certain that is wrong.
He paid for 5 because he looked at it as if it goes to mass retail or if it becomes a convention exclusive, he still has 5 and he could just sell 4 of them. And if they never get made, he can sell 4 of them. So
just to be clear, what was announced there is not that at all.
So
it's possible
we'll have to
that
look
they
into
screwed
that
up.
after the show. So
yeah, it's possible that they screwed up and that maybe that's true. But what they said, I think it's more likely that
you might be right.
I think it's more likely that he messed up, but I still want to look into it either way. What they announced, and this is somewhat relevant, so that's why I'm explaining this, is that they're $500 a piece and that they need to reach 5,000 in order for it to be made. There was no mention of it ever hitting retail, which a $500 toy never should. Just putting that out there. So I don't think that'll ever happen. That's what my biggest thing is. I
thought it was weird.
Set up. They said that if they hit 5,000, they'll make it. Now, I'm personally thinking that they already have 1,000 people. That is over 500,000. They already have over 1,000. Not by a lot, but it's only been like 48 hours since that happened. So they've gotten $500,000 pledged within 48 hours of announcing this. This is an incredible amount of money for any crowdfunding thing, period. Now, they're not even close to their goal yet, but they still have a little while, over a month, to get there, and it seems to be climbing slowly but steadily. But they say if they get to 5,000, they'll make it. If they don't, then they're not going to do it. I think that they might still do it. They're not going to say that, obviously, because they want people to get as many people as they can. I'm curious if they will still do it for the people that have ordered or not. I mean, either way, if they don't do it, you're going to get your money back. That's the thing. But the Hasbro team was asked, the Transformers team was asked about it, and they were saying, yeah, we're if that works, like if the support is there for the Star Wars one, they are talking about moving it to other properties, the HasLab. So we could possibly get a Unicron or something else if they wanted a more, a better one, other place, like bigger than Titan, essentially. But it's interesting.
There is the hashtag going around, see cons before Unicron, but I say rated above all else.
the reason that is
Grand
happening
Galvatron.
is because in the interview they said that no one tell Tanner about this because he will not ever shut up about wanting a Grand Galvatron. But they said that if one way that they reach out is they specifically mentioned podcasts several times, that they are listening to podcasts to get a gauge on what fans want. But they also said that the next fan vote is going to be through hashtags,
which I hate.
So they're going to be using hashtags for that. But they also said, like, if you want something made, start a hashtag, get people's attention, and tag Hasbro. If it starts trending, they're going to know that fans want it. So that's one method. But also they did say they're listening to podcasts, other things like that, and they invite news sites, obviously, so they see stuff from there somewhat.
Do we want to discuss that fan vote real quick?
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention next, since I was transitioning into that. Is that so? Basically, if you want to support the Star Wars HasLab, and we could get a Transformers HasLab, and who knows what it could be? It could be a Unicron, it could be a Arc playset. Who knows? The possibilities are
that'd be interesting.
Pretty limitless. So there's all that, and then yes, as I mentioned, the next fan vote will be with hashtags, and this time we're voting for 2 figures. There are 3 versus sets. So there is Needle Nose versus Trax. There is
Spinister versus Wheeljack.
versus Wheeljack, and then there is Impactor versus Mirage, which Impactor is not a Decepticon. They specifically said for that one that it wasn't good versus evil, it was good versus greater good, is what they put for that. Set.
My problem with this is that 3 of those figures.
They did it on
purpose.
purpose.
We all want.
Okay, they literally said that in the interview, is that they took 3 characters that they know we wanted, and 3 characters that they know we didn't want as much of, but that casual fans might recognize, and put them in different pairings because they wanted there to be a discussion among the fandom as to like which set they want most. So
that's evil.
It is.
In all
it's
fairness,
smart, but evil.
it's possible that they could all get released. That's kind of happened with other fan votes, especially in Star Wars. That happens where the runner-up still gets made half the time. But we don't know. And also, this is for the next trilogy of Generations, which was announced will be starting in 2019. That's why Power of the Primes is shorter, because it ends at the end of this year.
Everything's ending this year.
Yes, everything pretty much ends this year. And Power of the Primes, well, except Studio Series, but that's separate. But yes, everything is essentially ending at the end of this year and starting a new continuity next year, which is with not necessarily continuity with itself, but there's a new trilogy of Generations, which is starting off with War for Cybertron, not the video game, but specifically Cybertronian.
There's a theory going around that might tie into the new stuff with the comics starting next year as well.
I thought War for Cybertron was the name of the trilogy itself.
That's what I was going to say.
They're saying that that's the first part, but that the trilogy itself will take place on Cybertron is what they seem to say in the interview, but there is confusion over it.
I mean,
So basically, they were saying that it was almost like War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron, and then like Escape from Cybertron is what people were saying. Like, oh, could possibly be that. But they specifically, no matter what, the entire trilogy is based on Cybertron. Just so yes, but they seem to refer to the first chapter as War for Cybertron. But there is confusion around that, so we don't know if that's the exact name or not. There's just putting that out.
They just referred to it as that during the panel, right?
Yeah, and then during the interviews where it really seemed like they were talking about that, I just want to mention that these figures, they said they wanted to have people choose the characters before they know what the toy line is going to be like, which I found interesting. So yes, Impactor and Mirage is one set, Needle Nose and Trax is one set, which is cool because they're brothers in IDW, which is why they got put together, which I thought was really interesting.
I completely forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, that's why I thought they did it like that.
It is exactly why they did it. They kind of mentioned that. And then Spinister versus Wheeljack. I really hope that Impactor versus Mirage wins, only because I think Impactor deserves it.
So, I'm going to say this. I want Neonose and Trax.
That is definitely my runner-up. I really want Trax. Okay, so the 2 I would want most are actually Spinister and Needle Nose.
Of course.
But I can't get both of them, and therefore I would rather have Impactor than have one and miss the other, if you understand what I'm saying.
The interesting thing about this is that 3 of those figures were subscription service for 2016.
They were all the same. Yeah, they were the same year.
Yeah. That's what I thought was very interesting about this, is that we got all of those figures in 2016 as subscription service ones. And that's really kind of what stood out to me about those 3 choices, that 3 of those choices were all exclusives, and we have to choose our favorite among those 3 exclusives.
I mean, these are gonna be new molds though.
Yeah, no, but you get what I'm
That's
saying.
But
though,
yeah,
right?
no, I know. I honestly, I know what you're saying, and I noticed that connection as well. I think that's coincidence.
It might.
I don't think it was. I don't think they were like, hey, let's choose from this specific line of the subscription service. But I think that might have brought it up in their minds or something. But yeah, it definitely wasn't like, let's choose 3 figures from the subscription service. Which
it's
is not
just an interesting predicament.
Yes.
Like, whether it's coincidence or not, it's an interesting predicament that I think will make a lot of people think over how they're going to vote. Because the Prime one was whatever. Some of those characters were throwaways. Like, Hound was never going to win. Like, some of those characters were never going to win. But this one, it's like, okay, there's definitely a chance that any one of those sets could win.
This is probably the hardest fan vote we've had, because it's not creating a character like Windblade or Victorion, and it's not choosing a Prime, which was still kind of hard, but not nearly as hard as I think this set, where it's like there's 3 we really want. But my personal choice is Impactor versus Mirage, because I want Impactor. I think he deserves it the most, especially because I don't think he has a real decent official toy, period. Like, as much as I don't have the subscription service Needle Nose or Spinister, but I think that those are decent toys. They could get far better molds, don't get me wrong, like if they got their own molds. But Impactor has only been a deluxe, and while he may be a deluxe if it's a 2-pack, I would hope that they would do a Voyager for him for the new line, but we honestly would have no idea. Mm-hmm. But either way, a new mold could really help him out, I think. Although I have the subscription service Impactor, which is kind of interesting that I want. But the main thing, like I said before, is I don't want Spinister and not Needle Nose, or Needle Nose not Spinister. But my runner-up would definitely be Needle Nose and Trax, only because getting the brothers as a 2-pack would be cool. So really quick, which set are you guys voting for?
Needle Nose and Trax, simply because we haven't gotten a Trax in a while either.
I have the Masterpiece. I don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that makes a difference for generations, but so I'm like, okay, Trax is just a character I don't care about as much, but he's probably out of Mirage, him, and Wheeljack. I'd want Trax most, so I agree that.
I also just want another Decepticon in my collection.
That's true. The Impactor set would leave no Decepticons, which I do think was interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I love the Wreckers, but I don't need an Impactor in my collection. It's not necessary for me, so.
Jared, which would you want out of these 3?
I think Jared's muted.
Yeah, Jared, are you there?
Or he's Jared... talking.
I am here.
Oh, yeah.
I must have like accidentally slid the mute button over or something.
That's kind of funny. But which set would you prefer?
Needle Nose and Trax.
Okay. Soundjack. I know it's hard, but you gotta pick.
It's gonna hurt, but I have struggled and I have thought, and I'm going with Spinister and Wheeljack.
I knew you were gonna pick that. I knew it would be hard for you, but I knew you were gonna pick that, because literally, if you weren't aware, guys, Soundjack is a combination of the names Soundwave and Wheeljack.
I'm very creative with my original characters. But yes, because of the Wheeljack. If it was Wheeljack and someone else, I'd probably be able to overlook it for Impactor. But I also really want a Spinister to finish off my Scavengers.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I forgot he was a member of the Scavengers.
Yeah, that's... we have Croc as well. We have
I guess we got Croc. We got the tiny flywheels, if you want to count that. If you got the Collectors Club exclusive Spinister, you would have that.
Misfire, a member?
Misfire, yes.
Misfire. We haven't gotten Crankcase. We need Crankcase.
We haven't, unless you go back to 2008 and get the Universe Crankcase, which probably isn't that expensive.
It isn't. I was looking it up the other day. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Last I checked.
So, or they may also be throwing that into the whatever the War for Cybertron the next year is.
Yeah, that's
who knows what we're gonna see.
Yeah, because besides,
I mention that what they said about the toy line also is that it's supposedly going to be more realistic and gritty. Now, we have no idea what that means until we see what the toys are, but I do think that offers somewhat of a hope that it won't just be like pure G1. They said they are going to be moving away also from stickers in the interview. Is that they're going to be moving away. They're going to finish out Power of the Primes with stickers, but that their aesthetic they're going for in the new trilogy is pretty different, so they probably won't have most of those.
Now, here's a thing I just want to double check. They said Tetrajets, correct?
Yes, that is the one thing they name dropped is Tetrajet.
So we're going to see
Get a
Seekers.
Thundercracker Tetrajet.
Probably, yes. So that'll be interesting.
I mean, I just hope that they base some of the character choices off of the books that came out. I know they're not at all connected, but there were a lot of characters in the books that I wish had gotten figures in the actual
Which
line.
books are you talking about?
The 3 books that took place in a line.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes, I would love that. I think they're
I want
probably going
Thundertron.
more for... Well,
It was
Thundertron did
filled
destroy
with
those.
characters that never got figures.
But yes, I think they're probably going to do a lot of heavy G1 homages, is my guess, just because
I mean,
this design...
it's mainly G1 characters in that anyways until you reach like the end of the second book. So
No, I know, but I'm curious to see how it turns out. But, fan vote. Miguel.
I gotta go Impactor. And
Okay.
whoever he's fighting. I don't even
Mirage.
remember. I just Mirage. All right, whatever. Impactor. Like we need Impactor and then Rack and Ruin, and we have like the original, like the main like records that I think of. Like
that would be an interesting character, Rack and Ruin.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that, but that'd be awesome.
And last but not least, Gaia, what is your vote?
Chris.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
It's all right. It's the first episode with me doing this.
What's your
give
vote?
this I don't know.
Needle nose.
I was
Sinister.
gonna say, if you join Soundjack, we're split even.
I've always wanted an Impactor toy,
No.
Impactor wins.
but I haven't made my decision.
Well, you have to make a decision, so if you don't say otherwise, that's going to be yours.
Which was the one that was part of the Scavengers? 'Cause that's how I
That was
pronounced it.
Spinister and
okay,
Wheeljack.
They actually announced somewhere that like they say it different each time.
They,
Yeah.
yeah,
Now,
yeah.
some
The
people
latest
are saying
issue
the
just
Scavengers.
said like they pronounced it differently every single time.
Which, yeah, now I think of it as the Scavengers. They're like the mishap. They're like the totally weird
You're
and
welcome.
just goofy. No, that wasn't from you. The comics said that, and TFU.info said it on his podcast. That's right.
They gave you.
Yeah, that's literally in the comics. Like I think it was
Yeah, like they
Nickel
literally.
who might have said like, and they call themselves something different every time. Like,
Yeah.
Yes,
so,
it was
the
exactly
Scavengers, I
that.
just think that's hilarious. But so you
Which
vote
was the one
for-
that was. Whichever one was Scavengers, I gotta go with that.
Spinister,
They're
Wheeljack.
Spinister.
So we are
That's
actually split
Spinister,
even this
so
time.
Yeah, we're split.
We're split even among the three of
two
us.
on each.
I told you this is going to be the hardest fan vote ever.
Yeah.
If
this is
I-
a tough one.
If I had to put money on it, I would put it on Impactor though.
Oh, I would too.
That's kind of my
Yeah.
Although
But I
I
He
don't
is-
want-
think we're going to be
he-
pretty
he's my-
split as a community.
Actually, can I take it back? I actually like Impactor more because he's yellow and purple. Those are my two favorite colors.
Okay, so then we have Impactor winning on this.
See,
yeah.
the reason I think this one is
Barely.
so hard for my reasons, beyond the characters, is that people are going to look and go, hey, I kind of want Spinister for my Scavengers collection. Some people are going to go, hey, I want Impactor for my records. Some people are going to go, hey, I just want Needle Nose and Trax because they're brothers. But then you have other things that like take away from the other ones as well. Like, well, why would I get the other two if I can get Impactor? Or people going like, Impactor's not a Decepticon and I wanted the Decepticon Autobot pack or just more Decepticons for my collection, like how I'm looking at it. There are many ways that people are going to think about this that'll split
Yeah,
it.
exactly. There's a lot of different factors in this, so this is a tough one. And I think voting starts this week. I could be wrong.
I think it's the 20th to the 23rd.
Yep. So tomorrow.
Days of
tomorrow,
hashtags.
So vote with the hashtags. I'm assuming Hasbro will tweet out something with like the exact hashtags.
Yeah, because they
hopefully.
did the same thing with like figuring out who the Titan class figure for this year last year was going to be.
Oh yeah. Although I thought that was on Facebook. I think
That was-
technically through Facebook.
That was probably Facebook.
And then the Prime was a literal vote, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think you went on the website and,
And there
literally
was-
voted. Whereas Windblade and Victorion were like you built on the app through several series of votes where you
Yeah.
like picked alt mode, vehicle, all that. I mean, I just said alt mode and vehicle. You picked alt mode, like character, gender, color scheme, things like that, weapon. But this one, yeah, we're just running through 2 packs. And keep in mind, these will be Cybertronian designs.
Yeah.
If it was Earth designs, I'd probably actually go with Needle Nose and Trax, only because those are the two I want most, whereas I want Impactor more than either of those. So that's why I'm voting for Impactor. But if I had to pick one where I thought the 2 best characters were in it, it'd be Needle Nose and Trax, like, without a doubt.
What would
For me,
Impactor look
they're-
like with an Earth mode?
Tank. I'm guessing, or like a Rook type thing from Combiner
Drill
Wars, like a
tank.
SWAT tank.
So
or
so
SWAT
he's
tank.
just the Collector's Club
Basically,
exclusive.
Yeah, basically it'd be like the Collector's Club exclusive, but
I
new mold.
I think it'll be interesting though to see if Trax gets made his alt mode because
I
of
know.
the flying car thing.
That's what I was thinking too. So I don't know. I'm torn, but yeah.
I think we're all gonna be torn. I just hope we do, with this one and like how awfully it's set up. Not like awful in a bad way, but like just awful for us to have to choose between these characters. I want to see more fan votes. I like this. I like the fact that we get to have an impact on what's going on.
Yes.
So.
But yeah, so we'll see how this goes. And as I said, they said in the interview, if you want something else made, get a hashtag going and tweet at Hasbro. And if you get it to be a success, which I mean, hashtags are hard to make a success, but if you do, there's a decent chance they'll see it make it. And also speak out on podcasts because that's another place they listen. So they are listening. Just make sure you try.
Hashtag Seacons before Unicron.
I was going to say, there's hashtag get Unicron made, because that's what Diecast really wants, but there's also the hashtag Seacons before Unicron, which was from Melvar on Radio Free Cybertron, which was pretty funny, but then I prefer XV's hashtag, which is hashtag make Diecast cry. So
I'm gonna try and start a hashtag, because I've just been responding to people with this hashtag Raiden above all else. I want a Raiden figure, goddammit.
I don't.
Wait till Hasbro brings out like a train power Zord or whatever and just redecode that into the train bots.
I wouldn't complain about a Raiden, but by no means am I ever going to vote for a Raiden over other like obscure character or anything or else. It's not that unique of a toy to deserve it.
I feel Raiden gets shafted because he just wasn't the other Diaclone that got brought over.
He's just not that good of a toy. It's 6 of like the same thing that combine into one robot. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not that he's a bad character or anything, but he's just 6 trains that combine. Like they're all.
We had the train bots in RIT, and everyone loves them.
Well, they don't love them enough, apparently. Just putting that out there. But last but not least, movie studio series. We finally got this line unveiled, and this was what went up for pre-order during the show instead of, as we thought it might, Deluxe Blastoff or Repugnance. Those are probably going to be May Mayhem, which is cool with me because if we got those, I doubt we would have gotten a May Mayhem. So the fact that we're getting these and a May Mayhem, I'm okay with that. But the Wave 1 of Studio Series Deluxe, which is Stinger, 77 Camaro Bumblebee, Crowbar, which is one of the Dreads, and Ratchet. I
got Stinger.
Yeah, say everyone's going nuts ordering Stinger. As far as I know, he's still in stock. Jared, you said you ordered the old Camaro Bumblebee, correct?
Right.
Which appears to be somewhat of a retool / shared engineering. I'm pretty sure it's a retool. I think it used some shared parts, but at the very least, it definitely is shared engineering with the not Age of Extinction, Dark.
The Last
Night Deluxe Class Bumblebee.
Depending on how much I like Stinger, I might pick up the Camaro Bumblebee. Because like I said, I haven't picked up a movie figure since Revenge of the Fallen, so it's been a decade.
But I'm really excited for these 4. And right now, all 4 are in stock the last time I checked. So you can go to HazardToyShop.com and it will pop up, take you to a link where you can add those 4 and send them out. I haven't got my shipping confirmation, but everyone else seems to have, and they will have
I told you, check your junk mail sometime in the next few days.
I did today, and whenever you told me that, and it's not there, which is really bothering me. So I got the order confirmation, but hopefully, I ordered all 4 too, like as soon as they went up. So you'd think that I'd get mine the same time that everyone got their 1 figure, but
Jeez.
I don't. I mean, maybe they're doing the single orders first. I don't know, but either way, they seem to be shipping them out faster than most usual orders, which is what we've seen.
They did the same with Grotesque.
Yeah, it seems like they're doing it. We have no actual proof or anything of that, but it seems like that is what they've been trying to do with the show reveal, orders.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know what to call it, but
Grotesque showed up the next day, so.
No, it showed up at the show. It was not the next day. It was literally during New York Comic Con at the panel.
No.
They showed up in people's mailboxes.
When he showed up in people's house.
Oh, okay, yeah. But
Grotesque literally showed up less than 24 hours later at my house.
XV is supposed to get Stinger tomorrow.
I am too.
So, you guys are lucky. I really hope I get mine soon because I really, really love movie figures. I mean, designs, but characters. So, Yes, we have Studio Series revealed, which, as I just mentioned, we had kind of seen these before, but this is the first reveal, official reveal. Good
They
images.
showed off Jazz. I want to get Jazz.
Yeah, Wave 1, we have Camaro, Bumblebee, Stinger, Crowbar, and Ratchet, as I mentioned. What is all of your guys' favorite out of those 4? Obviously, Aaron, yours is Stinger, because you ordered Stinger.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've wanted a Stinger figure. I liked his look.
Oh, yeah, me too. I loved him in the movie. So, Jared, I'm assuming yours is the one that you ordered.
Right,
You ordered.
which is
Uh-huh.
Camaro.
Soundjet, which is your favorite out of these 4? After all that you've bought, I understand you waiting a bit to buy these, but...
Yeah, as much as I want to get them now, I am holding off. If I didn't get the Power the Deluxes, I'd be ordering all of them right now. As much as that'd also probably be a bad idea, but
which is your favorite?
I'm trying to think, because the Camaro Bumblebee looks so nice. The Camaro Bumblebee looks nice, but it's also really neat we're getting a crowbar. But the only thing is to go along with crankcase, which we've had for a while, but it'll be bad if we don't get a hatchet to go along with that as well.
Well, we did get Berserker, which is the basically updated crankcase.
Yeah.
So this kind of goes with Berserker, which is just a new mold of crankcase.
But we still need a hatchet.
Yeah, I agree. I hope we get a hatchet mold, a new one at some point. But
are all these in scale? Is my question.
Yes.
Yes. Actually, there's a very complex. Very complex. There's a scale chart with all the Wave 1 figures, and they are all very different sizes. Like Ratchet.
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture of them together.
Yeah, I'm curious to see in hand if they really are that different. I have no reason to assume they aren't, but Ratchet is a way bigger figure than Bumblebee is.
And he's the deluxe.
So is
price
Lockdown.
point, right?
Yes, they are both deluxes. The Voyagers and Leaders have not gone up for order yet. They are supposed to all come out. The main release is supposed to be April. We'll see.
It kind of reminds me of the War Giant set that I got, because they're all the same price points, all 3 sets. However, whenever they're all in their robot modes, they're all completely different sizes from one another.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it is interesting.
I mean, the thing also to think about is Ratchet bigger than the Deluxe slightly, or are the others just smaller than the normal Deluxe? Because I can't tell from the picture really.
I would say,
in all honesty, we know if you own Wave 3 Bumblebee from the last night, because that's the same base mold as.
Gotcha.
You can. I was gonna say, technically, you can figure out the scale from that mold if
Do you own that figure? Could you give an answer?
I don't yet.
All right.
I believe Jared does, but Jared just had to leave. So see you, Jared.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on how much I like Stinger, I might pick them all up. So
yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, I believe that the Wave 3 Bumblebee is a normal size. So Ratchet may just be a bigger deluxe, and he looks about in between Voyager Prime, which we see revealed, and Bumblebee. So
yeah, I'm looking at the group picture on T-Formers right now. He is literally the same. He is literally the middle size between them. I think he's the same size as Lockdown, possibly.
Which is also a very good scale for that.
Yeah, I was going to say, it makes sense for Lockdown to be bigger. Wave 2 is Jazz, and Lockdown are the new mold. Oh, Jared, you're still here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Just had to do something real fast.
Gotcha.
I'm going to get Jazz. That Jazz looks amazing.
Yeah, Jazz looks absolutely great. Lockdown looks really good, too.
Wait, Eric, weren't you asking all of us which figure we liked from Wave 1 the most?
Oh, yeah. Did you ever give an answer?
I was wavering between the Camaro Bumblebee and Crowbar, but probably Camaro Bumblebee. Though I'm going to say a lot of these movie series figures is going to make me rearrange the crap out of my movie shelf.
I don't have a movie shelf. I've got like 2 movie figures.
Because like a lot of these figures are such great updates, especially for the 07 characters.
Yeah,
that there's a lot of figures that are going to be leaving my house.
I was gonna say, there's a lot of older fans out there that are saying, like, why are they getting updates? Like, what do you mean? Like, the movie figures are just like they're all the same pretty much. And I'm like, okay, you do realize that Generations is literally just updating toys that several characters that you've already gotten just years ago. Like, but they're better toys now. Like, I get that you don't understand it because you don't like the design, so you don't pay attention to them, so you think it looks like a bag of knives either way. But guess what? They actually can improve the toys, which they are.
Me and you had that discussion about Predaking. So.
About
about how it's just G1
Oh.
joints.
Yeah, it's G1 with ball joints.
The argument can be made
Literally.
both ways for everything. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's essentially what this movie line is. But the main thing that really wows me is the scale. But
Oh,
we still
yeah,
need to hear
blackout.
Miguel and Chris. What are your
Huh?
favorite deluxes from Wave 1?
What? Oh, sorry, I fell asleep. I kind of like Stinger because he's cool, but I also like the Lockdown because it looks like a better Lockdown toy
Well,
than we got before.
wait, he's not Wave 1, so.
Oh, well,
Stinger wins.
okay. Okay, yeah, Stinger wins.
Miguel, which is your favorite out of Wave 1 specifically?
Quite honestly, I think Ratchet's the only one that looks good.
Really? Because that's what everyone else has been saying the opposite of. Everyone has been
Oh,
saying
yeah.
that Ratchet looks bad. That's
I
kind
I
of
love
like-
the look of Ratchet
don't
too.
think-
Ratchet looks great.
Crowbar's probably the other one. Like Stinger, I don't like Stinger's chest, and then Bumblebee, I have a real problem with the chest of the 77 Camaro version because the way it's broken up isn't quite like how his chest is broken up in the movie, and I think about the way that chest is broken up so vividly when I think of that design that when I see it, it stands out to me.
Did you
Also-
order any of these or no?
No, I'll probably, if I do end up picking any of these up, I'll probably pick up them later on. And then one thing I've been doing right now is checking because I'm pretty sure Jazz's forearms are wrong.
Okay, so if you want to talk about wrong forearms, actually, the one that is the worst about it, because yes, Jazz's aren't correct. Although for a Generations style product,
Yeah.
that it makes more sense, and obviously you can't be as hard on that. Stingers, actually, which
I
is
don't
kind
care
of a
enough.
bummer, because Stinger, I actually really like his forearms. Like he has really cool, wicked. I don't even know how to describe it. But if you look at a picture of Stinger from Age of Extinction, his forearms, he has these extensions off them. They look really cool. He doesn't have that at all. It's just the sides of the car, which is really smooth, which is kind of a bummer to me. Because that's actually one thing, I've drawn Stinger.
So
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Those are really weird.
Yeah.
I'm kind of fine with how they are. I mean, my whole thing is I like some of the movie designs, but I've never really bought the figures for being screen accurate. So, because the movies are far from my favorite iteration. So, but with the 77 Camaro, when you mentioned the torso and stuff, I remember, what was it? The one that came out in 2007 with the movie. I really enjoyed that figure when it came out. of the
Yeah,
77.
And that's one thing that I feel like as of now, as far as approximating the design, the original 77 Camaro Deluxe still hasn't been beat. Even as good as this, the new one probably is a far better toy. And that's one thing that I sort of have been focusing with a lot of these Studio Series figures is as good as of toys as they may be, how well are they as just representing the movie models on my shelf? And Bumblebee's one where I think it's lacking. The Voyager Prime is another one where I feel like the Revenge of the Fallen Voyager still hasn't been beat. The one
I
that
do
was
like
pretty.
Starscream's new update.
Oh no, Starscream looks amazing.
Starscream's update looks they all look amazing. They may not be screen accurate representations, but I think they all look.
Oh well, no, I
amazing
feel
figures.
like when you go beyond the deluxes, when you go to the Voyagers and the Leaders, they all look
Okay,
immaculate.
I'm
Yeah.
here.
Eric has
Welcome
returned.
back, Eric. I do like on Optimus his the blades that you can
No.
stick in his hands.
That's
Oh,
something
did you
that's
guys
really
keep
cool.
going?
Yeah.
we just kind of kept going.
Sweet. Good. All right. So for those who are listening, the reason did you explain it or no?
No, we just
What?
kept
No,
going.
we
we
just
were
kept
hoping
talking.
you'd come back
good.
with a.
My computer has been just randomly shutting off. This is the second time. This is why we lost the first episode, but we thank goodness we have soundtrack recording backup audio. I think I might
Right.
have figured out what it is. I think I did something that is making my computer overheat.
Oh joy!
No, I
Lovely.
think I know the fix to it, but yeah. But as I was saying, Stinger's forearms are really cool. The toy doesn't carry that over, but the rest of Stinger's design is also really cool. So I'm glad that the figure doesn't look bad. So you were talking about the Voyagers.
Yeah, if there's one figure who I do have a problem with, and maybe this is screen accurate, I can't remember, but Blackout's hands.
They are accurate. Although, did you guys get through all the Voyagers first or no?
Oh, is he not a Voyager?
No, he's a leader.
Oh, is he really?
Yes.
I couldn't. He's so far back in the photo on T-Formers that I wasn't totally sure. Oh wow, yeah, he is.
Aaron had moved on to Starscream, and then we were talking about Prime, talking about the blades and everything. So Megatron's pretty much the only one we haven't touched on.
And Brawl.
Did you guys mention the fact that Starscream? I noticed that his hand can actually flip inward. Like he can flip his hand underneath his forearm and flip out the missile launcher with the blades, like he did in the first movie.
That was on the toy before.
Like the first movie toy, he just had that instead of hands.
Yeah, he just had missile launchers.
He just had missile launchers. He didn't.
There was a version of the toy. Where
Revenge of the Fallen Leader or Dark of the Moon Leader.
No, I had a version of. I think. No, there was a deluxe version of him that flipped the hands in.
That was for Dark of the Moon.
That was for Dark of the Moon? Yeah, I
have the Thundercracker of that mold.
Yeah.
Maybe I did buy a figure after Revenge of the Fallen. I must have had Dark of the Moon Starscream.
Yeah, because there wasn't a deluxe version before that one.
Comparing the Voyager to kind of saying that, it looks like the Dark of the Moon deluxe, but upscaled.
Yeah.
It's not.
Look like that.
I mean, it's not. It's obviously a new mold, but I mean, similar design cues. Obviously.
Which at that point, pictures of like Brawl and stuff because I can't find him.
Actually, they're not in like the big photo sets for whatever reason, Megatron and Brawl, but there are photos from the convention itself.
Did you guys mention that Prime seems to have stickers? By the way, he's one of the few figures from this line that seems to actually have stickers because of the flame details.
I didn't notice
that.
Now, who knows? This could be different. Like nicer stickers, we don't know yet, but it has been said that yes, there are stickers on Prime, but we'll see. I would also like to point out that I think Prime is the weakest figure shown off so far, but I think that's a pretty strong weakest figure of a line.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah. Of all these figures, I know for a fact that there is one that I will most likely not be getting, and that is Lockdown.
Really?
Oh, you have Farouk Hill. Although I wouldn't say that's a fair comparison because one is generation scale and one is masterpiece scale. So I mean,
but
if you only need one Lockdown, that's fine. But in terms, I don't think one really eliminates the need for the other in terms of like going.
I like the hook hand. Yeah. Did he have the hook hand in other toys?
No.
Oh my God, no! His Age of Extinction toy only had the head cannon, and it was god awful. It was.
I like that he has the hook.
The movie, the best version that's coming out around the same time that this one's coming out, actually hooks the hook hand.
Which is funny because it's coming out the same time, which, like, all the Takara and Hasbro things are coming around the same time and they're the same product. So that means Takara will be shipping this better mold at basically around the same time as movie The Best Lockdown, which is awful. Although I do find it interesting that this new line doesn't have a face gun for Lockdown. I wonder if it's compatible with the
I'm hoping.
I would hope, just because they've done that before with like cross compatibility, like with like back in Dark of the Moon, for or Age of Extinction, where Prime Invasion Prime
used the Dark of the Moon,
or he came with the gun that was for
Megatron. which Megatron could hold too. Right. So that is interesting.
One thing I am questioning with one of the deluxes though is Jazz. Where does his weapon go?
Subspace.
Yeah, it probably stores off.
Where does that fit in vehicle mode is my question. Because I
doubt it does.
You think it's just going to be a part that sits off?
Yeah,
I'm assuming. I bet there'll be a 5mm peg to put it on the car somewhere, but I mean, Ratchet's saw just sits on the top of the back of the ambulance too, so I don't think they really. Which I'd prefer. I mean, I love integrated weapon storage. It's great, but if it would make the figure suffer, don't do it.
Because I have the smoke screen that I think was either 2007 or Revenge of the Fallen, so I like that figure. That's a solid figure.
I think that's 2007.
Yeah, I think that's a solid figure in my opinion. So,
but then, did you guys talk about Voyager and Megatron?
No, we didn't get to that or Brawl yet.
Yeah.
Voyager Megatron is amazing. Like from the leaks we had gotten, I thought he looked good, but seeing certain pictures in hand, like there, it doesn't look like it transforms.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was a good mold to choose. I think it was a good version as well to choose. Dark of the Moon could have been fun, but I felt like this one is a
Dark of the Moon had a better toy too.
Yeah.
Dark of the Moon Megatron really started the trend of movie Megatrons having really solid Voyagers, So
Yeah.
going back and doing Revenge of the Fallen, and fingers crossed that we see a movie one Megatron that's really good.
I think that they could. I would like it if they did a leader class from movie. Oh, I don't know though, because they have the Voyager Prime. So
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
They could probably futz with the scale since like Megatron,
True.
like you could kind of like. I'm not sure if we really saw a good shot of Megatron and Prime going at it.
No.
You can kind of say it's like, okay, Megatron's beefier in his original form, but then as
Oh yeah.
the
Plus,
the
Megatron
movies-
was legitimately bigger in the first movie than Prime
Right.
was.
and then as the
Um,
movies progress, he gets sort of weaker and weaker.
Although he did supposedly get like upgraded in the second one. I think he's
I'm-
supposed to be slightly bigger, but I don't know.
I'm interested to see how long this series goes and what characters they do down the road, because there are some characters I would like to see.
And just one thing to point out, someone asked the question, which I don't know why they asked, because I thought the answer would be obvious. But movie masterpiece character choices do not influence studio series, just like studio series doesn't influence movie masterpiece character choices. I mean, it's the same thing with Generations and Masterpiece. They don't care about each other. They're totally different,
Yeah,
target
totally
audience.
different teams. So
And totally different target audiences too. Like they don't have
Yeah.
to worry about overlap. Yes, there may be some people that buy Generations that also buy Masterpiece, but there's very few people that are going to go, "Oh, I'm not going to get the Generations one because I have the Masterpiece," because they're not trying to be the same thing.
Yeah.
But a lot of people were saying that they were wondering about Barricade. I have a feeling that Barricade is going to be with the Bumblebee wave. I could be wrong. I don't know that he's in the movie or not. As of right now, we don't know that he's in the movie. Like, he's not, that we know of. It's possibly could be, but we
there
don't
is a Decepticon. We don't know who it is, but they
well,
showed off.
there is a red one, but that's supposedly a new character. But there's 4 or 5 robots in the movie, and right now we only know 2 or 3. I think only 2.
So the movie's not coming out. We got the date today, the 21st of December.
Yes, the movie comes out in December, and they did announce that since it was supposed to come out in summer, they had it planned for when Studio Series was coming out.
Yeah.
But they just switched around the Bumblebee wave, so they will be coming later in the year to match the movie, which is not what we thought. We thought it would still be coming out in spring because the movie was supposed to come out, but since it's in Studio Series, they managed to switch it around.
Do you think that they will use Studio Series possibly? They're going back and doing older characters. Do you think they'll use it as a way to promote that new Decepticon?
They already said that they are definitely doing a Bumblebee movie wave.
Of Studio
So
Series?
yeah. This is the first time we heard that. That was confirmed there. That was up in the air beforehand.
So
Yes, the
that's a
collector
good
product
choice. That's a good choice.
for Bumblebee movie will be in there, and it is assumed that all the characters will be made because there's literally only 4 or 5 robots in the movie.
That means Volkswagen Beetle Bumblebee Studio Series.
Please.
we will get that
Awesome.
stuff. And then last but not least, there is Voyager Brawl. What do you guys think about him?
I think it looks good, to
He
be
looks
honest.
so much better than any other Brawl toy that's been made.
Come on, guys, it's actually devastating. Remember?
Yep. I did love the first movie one, but this one looks great. Looks really good and looks better in scale.
Okay. The leader is an awful toy. Is not an awful toy. I don't have that one. I had.
Are these? I'm gonna check something. I don't remember these being his colors for some reason. They probably
Yeah,
are.
the
but I'm-
They are.
I had the deluxe. There were multiple repaints of him, but that is the movie one colors. Like that is what he looked like.
Alright.
But
Oh, wait,
also,
were you
there
saying
is-
colors or collar? Because I thought I heard collar and you were confused about the treads like being around his
No
head.
color.
Oh,
Okay.
I believe that's his color. I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, and I just wasn't sure because like his colors look weird in the movie. So
Yeah.
But there actually is another Voyager that was shown off in renders in the presentation, but not in the showroom because they couldn't find it. It was meant to be, they just couldn't find it. They lost it. somehow.
Thundercracker.
Yes, Thunder Zeus.
Ooh, I'm
It's
so
a
excited for that
Thundercracker.
one.
Now this is a repaint / remold. We don't know what with at least a new head of Nitro Zeus, but as Thundercracker, and it will be a Toys R Us exclusive. That's right, the Toys R Us exclusive Voyager Thundercracker that we thought was Power of the Primes is not. It is a Nitro Zeus reuse.
Oh no, and it's gonna come out after my store closes, so I won't have my discount.
So I just want to put this out there. They mentioned that while the 77 Camaro is somewhat of a retool of the previous Bumblebee, and this is an exclusive, so they said this doesn't really count because it is a reuse of the Nitro Zeus mold, but that for the main part of the Studio Series, They are all new molds. Some people were confused about that. I mean, I knew that from the beginning, and I could tell. Some people
that
were
Jazz is a
"Oh."
very different mold than his original toy.
But
Yes.
yes, it's all new molds with the occasional reuse of engineering or maybe slight parts like Bumblebee. But exclusives are different because those are repaints, so that will be using nitrogen. But nobody's complaining about that because a Thunder Zeus, that is awesome.
Yeah.
You know
curious-
I'm gonna get that.
I'm curious if it will keep the removable head or not.
That'll be interesting to see.
I'm also curious if it's retooled or not. Like if it
Yeah.
has any new chest or anything. I don't know. I'm really interested to see. I'm really bothered that they didn't show it there. Like that they lost it.
I don't think
They-
they lost it. They probably just like some
No,
some
they
intern
literally-
probably forgot it.
Yeah, they couldn't find it. So that's what they said. They were like, yeah, we were literally supposed to have this on the show floor, but we cannot find it.
Someone
Which
put it
I
on their
don't-
desk and forgot.
It bothers me that they didn't put the renders out because I really want to see it. But hey,
Yeah.
it's possible that we can see this for the first time in stores. If that was because that was intended to be its reveal, then it's very possible that they don't have anything planned to reveal stuff until it comes out because it's supposed to come out in April from what we've seen. So
Yeah.
I would love it if I was. I'm not going to be, but if I was the first person to find one, that would be the first time in years that I've gone to a store and seen a toy that I didn't know what it looked like before I bought it. I'm just saying that would be a really cool thing to see a toy for the first time in
I
my
agree.
hand. I'm just saying. I really hope that happens. I
I
had that.
think Blastwave was like that for me.
Oh really? Huh.
Yeah, I hadn't seen any pictures of Blastwave because I don't follow RID news, and I saw him in the store, and I'm like, I'm gonna buy you.
I had that happen with the Mattel Halo line. There was
There
a
you go.
yellow. There was a Spartan, which I loved it. It was amazing. It was such a cool experience. So I managed to find a toy, but
Yeah.
I'd love for that to happen with the Transformer because
What I think is interesting about this line is that they're not doing it like 07, 09, or like they're not doing it in order the movies came out. They're just kind of like throwing different characters in there that they think they can make good molds out of. And because these are all characters that I feel either A, need better figures, or B, never got figures. So it's kind of a perfect setup for it. They really went with good choices, I feel.
Yeah, I think they're doing a solid job so far. And the leader classes, last but not least, certainly but not least, Blackout. We'll go first because we knew about Blackout. We knew
He
about
looks
Grimlock, but we didn't know what he
amazing.
looked like. Yeah, Blackout looks amazing. He does come with a
Yes.
tiny little Scorponok, although it's not shown in the renders. It was on the show floor.
Yeah, I remember seeing pictures of that.
It kind of looks like it's possibly reused from the what class was like almost
Voyager?
Legends class. No, it was like Legends class where it like kind of turned into a gun.
Oh.
For the
Oh no, the
Blackout.
Legion, the Cyberverse
Legion,
Commander.
Yeah, the Cyberverse Commander.
Oh.
I could be totally off, but I had that, and it looked a lot like that mold. I could be wrong, but it's very possible they reused that accessory. Who knows?
Yeah.
That would be very tiny for it, but in all fairness, it looked very tiny at the show. I have no idea though. They could have reused the one from the Voyager. It may be a new one. We don't know yet. But either way, it does have a Scorponok. But it's Blackout and Grimlock. So really quick,
He's pretty big in the front too. Like he's gonna be very front heavy, it seems.
I just want to ask everyone, who likes Grimlock or Blackout better? I'm just interested because I think both are amazing.
Blackout.
I'll probably grab Blackout. I honestly never really dug Grimlock's design in the movies anyways. So, but I'm excited for the series. I've never been excited for a movie series until I saw this.
Although I am talking more which looks like the better toy or / update rather than which do you
I think
want.
Blackout, to be honest.
Okay.
That maybe just be me, but like whenever I see a Grimlock toy in store, like they usually look pretty decent. I mean, Grimlock's not really a hard. I mean, the robot mode might be, but the alt mode's never truly that hard. But I think like Blackout.
You should
deserves
talk
another-
to every Age of Extinction Grimlock.
Yes.
All right, then never mind. But I think Blackout we haven't gotten anything for in a long time.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. Both are well deserving of these toys, but I personally think that Grimlock is more amazing in terms of what they did improvement wise. But it's really hard for me to say because both look amazing. Like both look really good or great updates. I think that Grimlock is the slightly more impressive improvement to me.
Grimlock was those colors in the movie.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
green.
Grimlock was not those colors in the toy where he was brown.
Yeah,
It was more of a copper.
I like
Yeah.
the copper.
Yeah, I agree.
to be honest.
It's more copper. I'm looking at
It
mine
was-
right now.
Yeah, like it's a rusted copper. Yeah.
Call me weird, but I like that rusted copper look.
I like it
does
more
look
for the
good,
robot
but it's not
mode.
screen accurate.
It's pretty screen accurate. It's much more than any other toy we've got. Put that out.
Yeah.
You might want to look at the. I'm gonna pull up the pictures. I know, that's what I know. I'm talking about color-wise too. It's still the most screen-accurate Grimlock we've gotten.
No, I'm talking about the movie 4 one. Isn't screen accurate colors?
Oh, okay. I thought you meant
I like
rust-
that rustic brown.
Oh God, no.
You
Oh,
can
okay,
disagree with
it's
me, but I
not
like
okay. It's not that it's a bad toy, but it looks nothing like the movie. Like
I mean,
so.
like I said, I've never bought these toys for screen accuracy.
I mean, I do care about that, so that's why it matters to me. But Miguel, which do you think is better, Grimlock or Blackout?
I feel like I agree with you where that Grimlock edges out Blackout, but that might also just be based off of like Grimlock's design being a stronger design overall than Blackout's. Not to say that Blackout is like complete trash, because that I feel like Blackout was one of the stronger movie 1 designs. But and also as far as like an update, the original Voyager Blackout, it was tiny, but it wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
And every Grimlock, like I was really excited when Age of Extinction was coming out for Grimlock, and then every toy we saw between the leaders and the Voyagers and everything else, I was like, no, these all look like trash.
Yeah, I got the leader from Age of Extinction, and I mean, I liked it more than I liked the Voyager, because I knew someone who got the Voyager, but I never ended up buying the Voyager mold till last night, and then I was like, well, it's in somewhat screen-accurate colors. I guess I can buy the mold now, and so I own both molds, neither of which are great Grimlocks. This looks like a fantastic movie Grimlock. So I gotta say, I'm honestly wowed. Both are very strong. I'm very curious to see what the heck they have to follow this leader wave up with Wave 2.
Redeco of Blackout into Chopter.
You mean
Grindor?
No, I'm saying Chopter because Chopter's an exclusive character to the Tiny Turbo Changers line. That's a green Blackout.
Oh.
But they would do someone from the movie, probably.
What about...
Although, like they said they're doing movie characters and
this guy right here
art for movie characters and concept art for movies that didn't quite make it in for the studio series, which I found it interesting they mentioned that, because now I'm kind of curious what concept art they are talking about, because I don't think they would mention that if they didn't have a single figure from the movies that wasn't for the movies that they're going to put in. So I don't know.
I got it.
What?
The tank design for the World War II Hot Rod.
Okay, if they did World War II Hot Rod, I would flip. Like Hot Rod.
What about for one of the leaders? I feel like one of the leaders they'll eventually do at least is the Fallen.
I would love a good Fallen toy. Yeah. And in all honesty,
I don't think that's like out of the realm of possibility that they'll eventually do it.
I feel like they would do a Voyager for him. I mean, I could be wrong, but he's more around the size of Prime and Megatron.
According to the film, they said he was, according to like info, he was supposed to be like 42 feet tall, so that would comfortably put him at a leader size.
And he was the size of Optimus Prime with the upgrades.
Yes.
Oh, a lot of people were saying possibly do a leader class Jetfire. Which, and then if they had planned ahead and made it compatible with the Voyager Prime, that would be interesting. Although a leader combining with the Voyager would be interesting. But hey, if they could make it look nice, which so far they are with this line, I would be down for it. Also, some people are saying they'd want it separately. I don't know if I'd really want a Jetfire that couldn't combine with Prime. It's not that I don't want him at all, but with how amazing they are doing with the leaders, I think I'd want someone I cared about a little bit more. I don't know, though.
I'd like to see the younger Jetfire that we saw in the comics. That would be a cool toy.
I don't remember what he actually looked like.
He was just basically like...
He was more upright.
He stood up straight?
Yeah.
He still had the beard?
No beard?
Yes.
And he basically transformed into the Axelon.
Oh, guys, I got double pack.
Now, hey, real quick before we continue, I gotta go. It's getting late.
Okay, that's fine.
Eric, is it possible for you to like edit? I texted it, but if I did just gave my social media real quick and then a Bayonara, could you edit that at the end?
We'll say it. Don't worry.
Well, I need to get my Bayonara at least.
We'll say it for you. It's not. This episode's already going to need too much. So bye.
Okay. Bayonara.
See ya.
See ya.
Double pack of Scout class wheelie and brains. There we go.
I would
But there
love
isn't a
that. Now
Scout
they're not
class.
doing this price point right now, but I would totally buy that, and I think it would be cool to do so.
Okay,
but-
deluxe class Scout, deluxe class wheelie and brains, and they do what they did with Squeaks.
I would find it interesting if they did. I highly doubt it, but if this line never got a Titan, I think we know that the Titan would be
Devastator.
Yeah,
Wheelie and Squeaks.
life size. That could work. But
you get an RC car and a laptop.
What about
I don't know if they could do real size Squeaks, but wheelie they could do as a Titan.
Voyager sized Galvatron?
I think I'm curious because Galvatron I didn't think was a bad toy from Age of Extinction, but he wasn't super screen accurate. Like I think they took the design a slightly different direction, especially with the face. The face is not. But it wasn't a bad toy. It achieved what it needed to for being a toy, for being a character design that literally does not transform. Like Stinger, though, which I think they're pulling off Stinger not bad. So I would be interested to see if they did a Galvatron, what they could do with that. Because I would like a Voyager or Leader Galvatron that was bigger or bulkier than the Age of Extinction one.
We also didn't get toys for a lot of the Last Night Decepticons.
Yes, that would be interesting to see. Also interesting thing is I believe in the leak that it was said we'll get a Voyager Shockwave at some point.
Wait,
Which
was?
Your Ironhide and
yeah.
Ironhide and Revenge of the Fallen Starscream were the only two that I saw. I just checked them.
Oh really?
Yeah, those
I
are the
heard
only two.
somewhere that there was it might have been a listing or something, but I know
All right.
somewhere 'cause I was shocked by it. That was not supposed to be a pun.
Okay.
Ignore that.
I checked the big
No, I know what you're
slideshow.
talking. I
Yeah,
think
that-
it might have been like a leak of listings later. Like it did
Okay.
not have a picture. But
That
because I know that it definitely I saw something that indicated it because I was really surprised because he's one of the strongest movie toys like that
Hi-
everyone's fine with.
Titan class driller.
I know that's what I was thinking of whenever I was saying the clear choice for that. But
Wait,
Voyager Shockwave that would be I am not.
Would he be
arguing
Voyager?
yeah, he'd be
That's what
Voyager.
I believe the listing said. I mean, I would love a leader class Shockwave because Shockwave.
I think his size would dictate a leader class.
He was. See, it's tough because with this line they're actually scaling, so like things are really big and small at different price points. Like as we saw with the deluxes, they're pretty different. I also
He could
believe
be a bigger Voyager.
I also think Grimlock and Blackout are pretty different. I mean, obviously, they need to be, but I think Prime is also smaller than Megatron. I could be wrong on that, but I think the sizes look pretty different. So, who knows? They are going for scale, and I think that's a good thing. So, I'm really interested to see if they did a Shockwave, how that would turn out, because I thought his toy was good, but I will not argue with a new mold of Shockwave. I would love that.
Looking at the pictures, like Grimlock has, I'd say almost like probably. Sorry, I hit my mic. Probably like an inch on Blackout.
Yeah, so I'm liking the variation in size. We'll have to see in hand if it really does stack up to what that chart looks like, but that chart, I'm liking that.
Mhm.
That's more different than we see in anything in Generations right now. So I think that's really cool. One thing I do want to say is that whenever we said Titan Class Devastator, the company, what are the companies doing Masterpiece movie Hot Rod, the TF Evo one, not the DX9 Pro Kill. They put out a teaser which showed that Hot Rod, but with a Devastator silhouette in the background, movie Devastator.
And the individual Constructicons too.
Yeah,
That's going to be $1,000.
yeah. I don't know. I am amazed by that.
I'm about to go farther into student debt.
I actually saw a thing. I think it was like on a one of their Facebook pages or something. They posted the transformation for that Hot Rod, and it actually doesn't look. It looks pretty interesting. It does.
I hate it.
Really,
It looks way too panely for me.
yeah.
It's okay. It's not that I think that's unreasonable, but after I saw Peru Kill, now it is, especially since Unique Toys with also being DX9 is now making a Hot Rod. I know that that's going to be a way better transformation. I think the TF Evo one looks slightly better, but I will take slightly less accurate looks for a transformation I don't loathe, because that looked like 20 minutes of shifting panels.
Yeah, it honestly did.
Which, if that's your thing, that's fine. I know, like, I actually know some people who enjoy that.
Yeah.
I just don't at all.
So, to get us back on track with the actual official ones, I have a question for the group. Of everything we've seen, Brawl, Jazz, Ratchet, Stinger, all of them, which one is your favorite? Favorite look? Not of the ones we can buy currently, just in general. Which one do you think is your favorite? Because I'd say for me, probably Jazz. I love the way he looks.
I would have to say, in terms of shock, this isn't the one I want most. Lockdown is the one I was shocked by most.
What's the one do you want the most?
That I want the most, maybe. It's really hard.
Like, I'm saying Jazz, and this might be like a hot take a bit, but that Optimus Prime. I love how that Optimus looks.
I'm going to say, so for price points, Jazz is Deluxe, Megatron is Voyager. Oh, it's so freaking hard for me to choose a leader. Probably, I don't know.
I'm going Blackout for that.
I think I might go. I can't choose a leader. So let's say you chose two. I'm going to say Megatron and Jazz. Honestly, I think the leaders are probably better than both, but I just can't choose between the leaders. So
yeah,
I will say Jazz because he is my childhood favorite.
I think he also just looks like an overall decent figure.
Yo, he does. But movie Jazz like actually meant a lot to me as a kid.
I think he meant a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah.
You could say he was worth double than he actually was.
Stop. Kick him from the
Someone
call.
was asking if it was screen accurate, so it contained magnets that you could like pull them apart. And I was like, no, stop it! Like that's so terrible.
No, his waist is on. He actually has a waist joint, and it's on a mushroom peg, so you can just pull it apart.
Oh my god!
You know that someone's gonna do that. Like even if it can't be, someone's gonna take it apart.
I can see it on the Radicons. Yeah, someone's gonna do it.
But Jared, what's your favorite?
I have to agree with what you said, Eric. Like Megatron first place and Jazz second place, pretty much. Like
that Megatron looks so amazing, though, and I feel like it's getting overshadowed because there's so many figures that look really good, but that Megatron looks insanely screen accurate in robot mode, and then it has a alt mode. And I would just like to point out for a second, because we didn't mention this actually, all these figures in their packaging come with backgrounds, like that you can take out of the packaging and use the figure and display stands.
Okay,
not the display stand you're probably thinking of. It's like a cardboard box they stand on, but then they have.
No, that's what I thought you meant.
Okay, I thought you meant like. I thought you were going to take figure stand, and then they come with backdrops of whatever scene they must put in. Yes, they are upping the game with utilizing packaging.
I don't have room for displaying these things, Eric.
Bravo to them. That is.
Well, that's your problem, isn't it, Aaron?
I was literally sitting in the other room for an hour breaking down Transformers boxes because I don't have room to keep them.
Well, they're flat pieces of cardboard. You can just flatten them out and stick them in a drawer somewhere.
I threw them in a recycling bag already. I did that, and they were filling up too much.
No. I meant for the Studio Series stuff.
Oh, for the Studio Series, yeah, I'll do that. But
because they're worth keeping. They're not just boxes.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, major props to them for upping the game and packaging. Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, there was that 3 Bumblebee collection, but you can't get the figures off of there without like breaking that display.
Yeah, true. Mm-hmm. This is specifically meant to take the figure out and display it with this stuff. But like the fact that this is in every single figure at every single price point, wow.
And they're not more expensive than normal ones, right?
Yep, they need to do. Like, I think they should do this for Generations. Who knows? They might for the new trilogy, but
that'd be interesting seeing Cybertronian backdrops.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. Gives us more opportunity to see more art of Cybertron, and the fact that you're utilizing the packaging more. I just think it's all around, like, wow, good job. It's really good job.
We talked about like what we want of the Studio Series. We're gonna have to talk on another episode about what we want from the War for Cybertron.
Yeah.
Yes, that'll be a whole episode on its own. And also, just to mention this, we may talk about this more at some other point, but the cinematic universe for Transformers is supposedly, I say supposedly because there's some rumors about how hard to reboot and stuff, but it's being rebooted in 2021. That it's not going. There's not going to be a Transformers 6. Is what was specifically said.
And the comics are also getting a bit of a sort of reboot. The end.
Although, in all fairness, that's not nearly as big of news. I like comics are cool and everything, and I like them, but there is no comparing the audience for those.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. I'm just stating that that really
yeah.
plays into the everything's kind of ending this
Yeah,
year.
everything's ending this year, and it's after the Bumblebee movie. Now, some people are saying, why aren't they waiting until after the Bumblebee movie? In all honesty, I do agree that I think it'd be a wise move to wait until after the Bumblebee movie to see if there's what you could do. But in all honesty, restarting, they said that they're going to reboot it, and by 2021 at the earliest is what they're saying as of now. And
Do you think that's too early for a reboot?
I don't think it is.
Spider-Man tried. Spider-Man's done that.
Yeah, but Spider-Man was a change of hands and companies in a way, so kind of
years.
But
I don't know.
The thing that interests me most about this whole reboot thing is I can't remember what report I saw it on what website, but one of them in an interview mentioned that Machinima was working with them on it.
That was not said anywhere by the design team, and they did talk about it. So
maybe it was a misquote then by someone.
I've been seeing a lot of actual news sites totally misreading this, putting out stuff that is totally false. I'm going off of
Bleeding Cool totally reported it, right?
I've been going off of what the design team has said that I can literally listen to audio of. And I say design team, it's also the marketing team. It's both of them talking at the same time. So Ben Montano is the one that talks about that. Yes, they're going to be rebooting it, and they said that I think this was in another interview, is that the Hasbro will have a bigger part and control over the movies. Which, you know what, I'm honestly okay with. I love the Bay movies, and I would love to continue. They mean a lot to me. I totally understand they aren't good. Don't get me wrong, but they still mean a lot to me. So it does make me a little sad to see them end. But I'm totally excited for a reboot. I would love to see what they can do. Something else, that's cool. We've had these for 10 years. As much as I love them, 10 years is a long time. What other part of the franchise has been around for 10 years?
IDW Comics.
Yeah, exactly. And
they're both ending.
Which, again, the comics, while cool, and that is still continuity that counts, that's still not nearly on the level that any show, and especially these movies are. So,
I mean, the thing I find interesting is that the movies are still making the money. They are still making a ton of money.
Yeah, and
whereas the comics are slowly making less and less. So when I heard the news about the movie, I was more surprised than when I heard about the comics, because the comic stuff we could see coming from a mile away, to be honest. But the movies?
And comics don't make the property any money. I'm not saying the comics don't profit, but they don't make the property any money.
They're also not making any money themselves at the moment. They are literally losing money, essentially, issue to issue. People are.
Although that's IDW's problem. That's not a Hasbro.
That's why I'm saying. When I saw that coming, I wasn't amazed. I was like, huh? They announced it. Okay, I just kind of expected it to happen. Whereas with the movies, I was genuinely kind of shocked because they're still making a ton of money.
Yeah, and people are saying that The Last Night was a bomb. Okay, it made a lot less money than the other movies, but I don't think you understand what a bomb is.
Yeah,
if you think that's what it was.
Well,
I think you can go. I don't know. If you can make a movie that makes that much money, then yeah, maybe you have the right to call it a bomb. But seriously, that made more money than tons of other movies make. So,
I mean, I think also some people will also factor in how much it cost to make the film.
Yeah,
and it still cost a lot to make the film, and I don't necessarily think it made much more back.
It still made a decent amount of money, in the millions.
I think, and this might be me, I think maybe the writer's room just didn't work out.
Well, they combined apparently 4 or 5 of the scripts for this movie.
Yeah, and they said they had
Last Night.
Yeah, apparently they said that they had 9 to 13. I forget. They
said I remember at some point I heard that they after 5 they had 14 more scripts they could do.
Okay, yeah, but they combined 4 or 5 of those eventually into 5 because they ended up changing it.
I thought
that came out after Last Night came out. They said, we took 5 of those.
The only reason I question the decision to announce that now and to make that decision final now is we don't know how the Bumblebee movie is going to do. It's definitely not going to do as well as the others. Let's be honest. It isn't.
It's just money, and it's not meant to. It's a way smaller production money. So,
but I want to, because that could be a genuinely good movie. I mean, you guys can say whatever you want about the movies. I personally don't think the Transformers movies are good movies, aside from like the first one.
I already stated that.
All right. In terms
I
of
said I love them, but I already said
Alright.
that they are not good movies. I'm not under that
But
impression.
this one could genuinely be like a good movie, possibly because we have a different director behind it. Like,
But
it could go completely differently, and they could go, oh, maybe we should have done something like that beforehand. Like,
although, in all fairness, it's kind of hard to spin it off whenever. I just want to make 2 points. It's kind of hard to spin it off when you already have so much from the Bayverse.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you going to do modern day then? Because you can't just do everything in the 80s. I mean, unless you decide to do everything in the 80s, but I don't think that's the direction they would go. But in all fairness, the Bay movies, I love them, but they have terrible continuity.
Yeah.
You could do a reboot, and you could almost probably say it's in continuity, depending on how different the designs are, because the designs have radically changed depending on the movie.
yeah,
And then characters disappear and stuff with no reason. And we found out that they've come to Earth multiple times now, according to The Last Night, because even though they arrived in the 07 movie, that was somewhat of a fake arrival, apparently, because they've arrived several times in human history. So, I mean, you could, while not in continuity, you can almost pretend it is, probably, because of just
I would just like more basic designs, almost like more streamlined.
like Prime.
The new movies,
Yeah, like
So-
Prime, but I also think that in
like
all
the
honesty-
Jaegers.
and they were getting better at it throughout the movies. Like I think that in 4 and 5 they really changed to
The designs were a lot more sleek.
and like they were humanoid, which again they don't have to be humanoid, but yes, like you said, they were much more sleek. Soundjack, are you trying to interject something?
I've been trying to for a fair bit, because Aaron was making a point of like why now. I think the main reason for why now, besides like the whole brand synergy thing,
Yeah.
is well, I also think this is actually my other point, but correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, but I think I heard something saying, oh no, wait, never mind. I know where I heard this from. Apparently, Optibotimus knows some people in Hollywood, and he said after they officially came out saying the movie versus canceling this year, he said that the folks he knew in Hollywood were already aware of this, and that apparently they also said that they wanted to cancel the Bumblebee movie too and just cut that from the register, but that was too far along in production, so that's why that's still coming out. But this is also a very solid possibility for them to see how well the Bumblebee movies and to see what kind of direction they'd want to make for the 2021 film, and then give them a couple of years to work things out with a writer's room or something. The 2 years necessary for production, then boom, release it 2021 at the earliest.
One thing I am very curious about is that animated Cybertron origin film that we were supposed to be getting.
That's true.
That supposedly had job listings out, and as far as I know, those job listings were filled. So it's very possible that they called it off, and like those people, they were like going and everything. They're like, we're just not doing this project anymore. But
Or it'll work as the stepping point for the reboot.
it could be, but I'm also curious, just like, did it ever get into production? Because the way it seemed to me, like they were getting ready to, like they were at least in pre-production for it, because they were getting people who were, starting to like work on the film and stuff. And yeah, I saw what you said, Miguel. I agree. He did more than just that, actually. Don't forget the boiling water. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just, that's my biggest question out of this is like where I'm curious about the new direction for a movie reboot, but also where is that animated Cybertron film going? Because in all honesty, it's Cybertron. You can play it off like it's in continuity or not. They all look different, and it's a time period that has no relativity to what goes on in the movies. In all honesty, I mean, assuming you ignore a few events.
It also depends on how far in production they got with that animated film, because that happens all the time with animated productions, where at some point they're just like, yeah, no, this has been canned, and then they just wipe their hands from it.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to cancel that. So it's very possible like I canceled. I'm just curious what the state of that is right now.
Like 10 years from now, we'll see a bunch of like concept reels and everything of like, this is what would have happened if they didn't.
It's like, oh my god, that actually would have been cool.
Yeah.
But that's how the world works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's probably about it for this episode. So, if you want to check us out, we have several other podcasts. Asylum is one that Aaron is on. Talk lots of comic book stuff there. Hopefully it'll be Black Panther this week. It should be at some point because that movie's awesome.
Mhm.
I want to say one thing before we're off. Someone tweeted out that they asked one of the writers for Prime what was going to happen to the Terracons and Arachnid. They were going to make that a story in another series, but Hasbro decided to go a different direction. I don't know how true that is, but one of the writers tweeted that apparently.
Huh. I wish they would have said what that direction was because I'd like to know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so you can check out that podcast. There's also TF Primecast, which Aaron and I are both on.
Yes. We need to do
and-
episode 6 and 7, I believe.
Yes, so that will be the next episode of that. That's our Transformers Prime breakdown show, which is
Yep.
similar to our Holocron Herald, which is our breakdown of the Clone Wars TV show from Star Wars, which if those are literally my two favorite shows of all time, Clone Wars and Prime. So, yes, we have podcasts about both of those. So definitely go check those out. We also have, which I am not on, but both Soundjack and Jared are on, Misaligned, which is turning out really good so far, and people are liking that. So I'm liking that. I'm glad that that's working out, and I'm liking it too. It's very interesting to listen to, actually. That is about the aligned continuity and the lore in that. They're still on Cybertron. And what was the most recent episode, and what's the episode this week going to be?
Well,
and
there's not going to be an
this one
episode this week because two of the three hosts can't be there.
Yeah, that's correct. What was the
The
last
latest one
episode, though?
involved the Cybertronians having the revolution against the Quintessons and then going into and showing us what the golden age of Cybertron was.
Gotcha. So definitely check.
Yeah, they're
all
doing
of
a good
those.
job over there.
Make sure to follow us at Nerdy Geek Talk. A lot of people follow us at Steel City Bots, more than people that follow us at Nerdy Geek Talk. I'm glad you like Steel City Bots Twitter, but Nerdy Geek Talk is the place that has all our podcasts, including Steel City Bots, so you should go check that one out too.
I need to hop on the Awesome Asylum Twitter more.
Yeah, that was
just
been
so
good,
busy.
but I know, I feel you. So definitely also follow at Awesome Asylum too. But if you're listening to this on YouTube, good for you. But you should also check us out on our podcast places. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts. iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, not SoundCloud, Stitcher, Podbean, all of those. Just search Nerdy Geek Talk, and you will find us. And then individually, you can find Gaia. Christabella. I can't. It's gonna take me a little bit to get used to that. Christabella. I knew that was her. We already knew that was her name.
Yeah.
We just didn't call her by that, so I'm used to calling her Gaia. But Christabella, you can find her at Shingeki.ass on Twitter. FYI, if you're under 18, just don't bother with it.
Do not. Please.
Yes. If you're
Please
over 18,
don't.
if you're
I
over
see some,
18, consider it, but that's a reasonable choice. If you're under 18,
Fair
just
warning.
don't even bother.
I
Don't
see
even
some
bother.
interesting things at work.
But
Try doing
yeah,
that while you have family around.
Oh, God.
Don't- please, for your sake, do not.
That's why I
Yes.
sit with my phone at an angle when I'm with family, because I never know what's going to pop up.
That's what I try to do, but
But you can find me at Eric Crowbar on Twitter and at Aramis Prime on Instagram if Instagram is your thing. And also, I'm in various Transformers Facebook groups. Talk Transformers is my favorite, but there's several that I post in. I post Deskbots every day. There are a lot of people that are really liking those. A lot of people that are buying bisques because of them. So, yay. Make the Bisque Nation proud. But it's alarming how much money... Because, okay, just to clear this up, bisques are not out in retail anymore unless you're Miguel and are crazy and just find them somehow. But they are very expensive online. And I know people who have asked me specifically because they like seeing Bisque every day, because I post them daily, where they will go online and purchase him for absurd prices because they want him that much. And I'm just like, I don't know if what I'm doing is a good thing. But
Eric's an influencer.
I don't know if it's a good thing or not.
They're
I mean,
going to
if,
add you in the next Machinima series.
I mean, if they're happy, like with the toy, then I guess. But they're paying a lot of money for a Warrior class. I don't know. But either way, definitely go check those out. And also check all those places, especially Twitter for the Steel City Bots, but I'll also be retweeting it. We're going to be posting a Q&A thread. We do have one question, but we finished on the last episode that I wasn't on, and so we are moving on to a new thread. So we will be taking questions. We already have a couple in the queue, but I will add a ton. So we finally got through all the past questions. watch out all those places. Twitter, I will be posting all the Facebook groups, and I probably won't post it on Instagram, but if you're following me on Instagram, there's a good chance you're either in the Facebook groups or Twitter too. So check those places. Oh, and check out Steel City Bot's Instagram. There are funny pictures posted there occasionally, mostly Soundjack. So
yeah. I do need to keep on better track of posting, but there are posts.
And then also Nerdy Geek Talk on YouTube, because we should have a Wave review very soon, hopefully, of the Wave 2 Deluxes from Soundjack. And individual reviews on his channel. Speaking of which, where can we find you, Soundjack?
Yes, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, mostly. Those are the main places. You can find me a few other places, but those are my main places. At Soundjack426. My Twitter, I share my reviews, I share my photos from my Instagram, and I just hang out there pretty much. My Instagram has a lot of photos from just of the toys I have, the toys I've reviewed, and my YouTube is predominantly a toy review channel. And like he says, I have been putting up the individual reviews of the Power of the Prime's Wave 2 Deluxes, so go check those out. I currently have Snarl, Sludge, and Ripper Snapper up. I will probably get both Blackwing and Moonracer up tomorrow, if not one of them tomorrow, the other one the next day, and an entire Volcanicus review later on in the week. But on
you should do a Dinobots team review at some point for the Nerdy Geek Talk too.
Yeah,
that could be next week or something, or in a couple weeks. But I think that would be a good one. In the meantime, that'd be another good because even though that's not a wave, I think it totally counts as a team.
That totally certainly counts. I just got to figure out how to do this stuff.
That's totally fine. But I obviously the next one is Wave 2 Deluxes because that's a way bigger deal.
Yes, absolutely.
But
on my channel, I also do a podcast about various nerd things. This week's podcast is supposed to be on Black Panther. I pushed that back because I needed time to record my reviews for the toys. So I'll see if I can get that out this week at some point.
I might be able to help you with that. I know I'm sorry I canceled on you, but if you do, let me know when you're doing that. I would love to help out because I was so excited for that movie.
Yes. And I'm also hoping to have a new thing coming out this weekend. Let's see with me trying to do the review for Nerdy Geek Talk if that happens, but I'm hopeful.
Okay. Aaron, where can people find you?
You can find me at Maroyasha, which is Maroyasha, on pretty much everything. I'm on Twitter. I am going to have, hopefully coming out tomorrow, I want to finish it up after work, I'm going to be having Twitter photo comic coming out, because I started doing those, and I kind of fell off for a few weeks. I wanted to try and do them daily, but that clearly wasn't happening. As you can see, I fell off for a few weeks. But there's going to be one of those coming out tomorrow, multi-parter, introducing some of the new figures I got into the photo comic. You can just find me on there talking about random stuff all the time. Really not much politics, so if you don't want politics on your feed, follow me. So it's just a lot of stupidity and all that kind of stuff, and Eric responding to my hot takes and me telling him he's a fool for disagreeing with me. That seems to be a constant these days. And then you can follow me on Instagram. I don't post much on there, but usually when I do, it's usually something interesting I get, like VHS, older game, stuff like that. I have my YouTube channel as well, which is Maroyasha. I'm going to do a review. I wanted to do it last week, but I normally don't do more than one review a week nowadays. But a lot of Transformers books came out last week, so I'm going to be splitting those up until the next issues of those come out. But this week's going to be Transformers vs. Visionaries #2. I do recommend the first issue, so check that out. But check out all my reviews on there. I mainly review Transformers comics. I do have older ones of more mainstream stuff, but I found that my niche in the community was Transformers, so I kind of stuck with that, and we'll see where things go over the next few months as all those series come to an end. You can find me on Awesome Asylum. We didn't have an episode this week. We were going to record a Black Panther episode the day after we all saw it, but stuff came up. So
yeah, stuff came up, and it was Toyfair, so it was just too crazy to do it.
So hopefully we'll do that this week. We should be doing that this week. I'll have my new mic, so I'll be able to record, so we will be doing that this week.
Yeah.
Then you can find me on TF Primecast as well. With my opinions and the reason I'm on there is because I prefer Beast Wars over Prime, and Eric thought that was enough justification.
Prime isn't his favorite show. He doesn't hate it or anything, but he doesn't like Prime nearly as much as I do, and then John is our other host who has never watched the show.
Yeah.
So he offers an interesting perspective as well.
So we're going through all that. Next episodes are the Skyquake episode, and I can't remember what the other episode is, but we're going
It would
into
be
the Skyquake
Scraplets.
episode.
It's the Scraplets. Yeah.
Yeah, Skyquake and Scraplet. So those are going to be
And
two
the moment
collabs.
that made everyone ship RC and Prime from that series.
Yes, so
Yeah.
that'll be an interesting episode. So check that out, which will hopefully be out this week. We were supposed to record it last week, but there were issues, technical
Yeah.
stuff, and work and all that.
Yeah. So, and then Jared.
You can find me on Twitter at JaredProCode. That's where I'm at all the time. And if you've been paying attention, you will notice that I have actually started to post my own desk bots on. And yeah, if you have
Which
any
is awesome. I've seen several people doing that, including Ant from TFU.info. I mean, I don't know if he's doing it because of us or anything, but I saw he's been posting daily death spots too. I've seen a lot more people doing it. So, I mean, I do not take credit for any of those. I'm just saying that I think that it's becoming a bigger...
Okay.
People are doing
People
it more
posted
often.
death spots before you, Eric, all right?
Oh, no. But I'm seeing people that I know of that are doing it more often. I'm thinking that not necessarily me, but the fact that I've gotten several other people to do it daily with me as well, that it's starting to spread. Not because of me, mainly because of other people I know. But
I know Becca's been doing them for a while.
yeah, although she does it in a different style, for sure.
Yeah, she does it a different style. She gives all her characters personality.
Yeah.
And she also has them
Although
on top of her
you
car.
can argue that I do that, but...
Oh, no, you do. I just meant like with a bubble
No,
and everything.
I absolutely know what you mean. Yeah, she puts a lot more effort into it than me. So she deserves more credit than I do,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. And then Miguel.
You can find me on Twitter at Lois Minor. Lately, I've just been screaming into the void about the new Power Rangers adaptation. Now that
Yes.
Hasbro has the license and might be just straight up buying the property in 2019.
Yeah, spring of 19 is when they get
Transformers
the
vs. Power Rangers
is
comic.
when-
Let's go.
opportunity to do so. So
Well, that's exciting.
Volcanicus Power Ranger team.
Volcanicus Zord.
What is it? I
Yeah.
think Chrome Tyranno made that custom, actually.
Yeah, he
I
did.
think he
yeah,
did
made-
actually.
yeah.
You're right. But yeah, that will be interesting to see what the future holds, and also because I might start buying Power Rangers because I like Hasbro.
That's all I got.
But yeah, so I think that's about it. If you're listening on YouTube, go ahead and like and leave any comments if you want, and subscribe because why not? And if you're not on YouTube, then yay you. Leave us a review somewhere if you really want. I don't care that much, but if you
Wow.
would like to, then go ahead. I will not.
I care.
the slightest. So, I don't mean in a bad way. I mean, like, I won't. I'm not going to beg for reviews just because I don't need any. Like, I don't need to see the. I think once you get so many reviews, you get a verification for your category or whatever. So that's why a lot of people ask for them. It doesn't matter to me that
You
much.
don't need negative reviews. That's what he's saying.
Oh no! If you are, I would actually prefer a negative review to a positive one. If you want to give a positive one, go ahead. But negative reviews help more, assuming you type stuff and don't just give us 1 star and say nothing. In which case, that's not very helpful. But go ahead if you really desire. But yeah, that's about it. So thanks, guys. Bye. And from Christabella, bye, Anara.